almost setting an appointment for BMX, and then your followers will go, oh, I know he rides, and he'll have a new video up on Monday. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you bring along a photographer with you every day, or someone to document for your own social media?
No, I mean, it's just all iPhone. You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm riding at a skate park and I do something that I'm like kind of stoked on, I can be like, oh, hey, can you film this real quick? And I give my phone to my friend. He films real quick, and I post it up, and then kids are stoked. You know what I mean? It's that simple when you think about it. It's like
it's so easy to do now.
It's pretty ridiculous that I can do it for a living, because I would be doing this even if I didn't make a living. I go to a skate park. I want to go ride my bike. It's just something, I'm just lucky enough that people want to pay me to do it. You know what I mean? So it's definitely interesting.
Well, lucky, and also through watching your videos this morning, you're very good at it. Let's not sell it.
Thank you.
Let's not sell it short, man. You're talented, and it's fun to watch. Also, I really like the fact that your bike, I watched some kid kind of do a bike check with you. I'm forgetting on the vlogger, whoever it was. But I like the fact that your bike is like a ridden bike. It's not a super shiny, nice, beautiful bike. It's your bike, and it's kind of gritty, and I like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel very strongly that BMX and skateboarding is it's anti-establishment. It's not football and baseball. It's not meant to be polished. It's supposed to be for the outcasts, and as it gets involved with the Olympics and other things like that, it's becoming more polished and more clean, and that's just not what I'm into. Like, I didn't get into BMX for that. Like, I got into BMX for the individuality of it and for the freedom of it, and to do it whenever I want, and to not have a coach, and to not, it's anti-establishment, and I feel like that reflects it, when it even comes to my bike. Like, I want it to reflect me. It's my individual creative outlet. You know what I mean?
Trey, I want to ask you, we had about a month ago, we talked to Travis Pastrana, and I've always ridden dirt bikes and been into freestyle motocross and the X Games, and since and BMX riding, I'm a big fan of that stuff. And it seems like as the progression, for me watching, I'm 38, so I remember watching the X Games.
Ew, yuck, 38, gross.
When they had bungee jumping and like that, like dumb, stupid.
You were just making fun of that the other day.
But anyway, you see the progression, and you see how crazy the tricks have become. And when I was talking to him, I was like, it's almost like you're a gymnast that learned how to ride a motorcycle in the freestyle motocross realm of it, and then even the BMX, like guys like you and some of these guys are doing tricks that you almost need to be a gymnast to do. And I wonder, is it have we reached kind of a plateau of what physics will even allow?
That's a good question.
On certain I mean, obviously on half pipes and jumps and things like that, but. Yeah, and is it just becoming more and more technical and, as far as tricks?
To a certain degree, you know what I mean? It's the thing about BMX and skateboarding and stuff like that. It's there's not just one avenue. It's like music, you know what I mean? It's not just one style. There's 1,000 different styles. So you have the guys that are wanting to progress flips and spins and pretty much having air awareness like a gymnast, like you're saying, you know what I mean? And I think that it does reach a certain point to where it's you only have so much time in the air. But I mean, guys like Travis and stuff like that, they're building stuff that's 50-foot tall ramps, and dudes are going upside down 3 and 4 times, and it's that's not what I'm into, so I can't really speak on their behalf. But I mean, I guess it only makes sense. It's going to get to a point where it's so complicated, but I'm more focused on making it look good and doing things that I personally find attractive, to the visual eye, you know what I mean? Or it's, like I said, it's like music. Yeah, you can play like Eddie Van Halen as many notes as possible, and your fingers can only move so fast, but sometimes you don't need that to be satisfied, you know what I mean? You can just play something simple and it sounds really good, and that's what I'm more focused on. And also, it's a lot less dangerous. I'm not trying to go upside down 3 and 4 times and wear a full face helmet and all this crazy stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to just walk outside wearing the clothes that I normally wear and just do something that I feel is satisfying to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Yeah, but to answer your question, yeah, I do think it is going to get to a point where it's like you can only fit so much stuff in and still make it look pleasing. You know what I mean?
I love your sort of, for lack of a different term, artistic approach to what you do. And I love the comparison of music because it makes a lot of sense to me to think about, you could be the fastest thrash band and you're doing, just blast beat, double bass crazy, and you don't really want to do that. You want to be, let's say you want to do just a very simple, elegant, and looks amazing blues solo on the guitar. I get it. Yeah, I like the artistic approach. And if you look, and for our listeners' benefit, if you haven't checked him out, if you look at his bike, if you look at some of the hobbies that he does, there's a lot of art woven in there. You can see it.
Trey, I want to ask you a general question about just like BMX versus like skateboarding, because it seems like, all right, overall, like just in the world, there's more, let's just say younger kids and stuff that know how to ride bicycles as opposed to skateboards.
Yeah.
But you only see skate parks built everywhere and not really, and maybe this is not true, but not specific BMX parks. And I think
we have a mountain bike park that I took my daughter to because she rides a little BMX bike, but it didn't have what I wanted her to. I wanted her to start going on some ramps.
But is there more skate parks or specific skate parks for skaters than there is specific BMX parks for BMX riders?
Like a BMX specific skate park.
Yeah.
Well, skate parks should be allowed all wheeled sports that are not motorized. Bicycles, skateboards, scooters, rollerblades. Like it's allowed for all that. Yes, it's called a skate park just because that's the generalization term for it. But a skate park is meant for all wheeled sports, wheeled action sports specifically. Like, if you have a daughter that wants to go on her scooter, she should be allowed to ride the skate park. You know what I mean? That's something that we battle a lot in the bicycle industry, is the segregation between bikes and skateboards, where skateboarders build the skate park and they're like, no bikes allowed, just on the fact that we're different. You know what I mean? And that's not okay. And that's not cool. So, but bikes, especially what I do, is extremely similar to skateboarding. It's more street riding ramps, like I said, riding on the street, looking for a fire hydrant to jump over, very using the area that is around the surroundings to make it your own. You know what I mean? So, and there is getting to be more bike specific parks. But it's harder because mountain bikes are becoming a lot more popular, especially with guys that, they work a regular 9 to 5 and they want to go out on the weekend and go ride their mountain bike. So they're a lot more involved with the building of mountain bike parks, but that's not specifically BMX. We don't have shocks and wear all this gear and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, we're way more connected to skateboarding, where it's, we ride the same stuff. We're attracted to the same style of ramps and stuff like that. But I mean, when it comes down to it, a skate park is not meant for just a skateboard. It's meant for every wheeled action sports that is not a motor.
It's hard for me.
For dirt bikes,
it's hard for me to not make fun. I went out to the mountain bike park with my daughter, and it was hard for me not to make fun of the fat dad on his mountain bike. And he had a rash guard on. He had like a shiny rash guard on with it, and you could see his boobies bouncing. And he had a camelback on his back, and he had the hose in his mouth, like he's gonna really, dude. You're not gonna dehydrate. You just bought all that stuff at Dick's Sporting Goods, and you're going to. It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be mean to the guy if he's starting his fitness journey, but it was ridiculous.
By the way, you see kids at skate park, don't even bring water the whole day.
No, all day.
This guy, the fat dad, is going out for a quick 30-minute ride.
30 minutes? That's way too long.
2 gallons of water in his back.
Oh, no. He'll huff it 5 minutes, and then he'll load the bike back in his Audi, and away he goes.
You're not going to get stranded on a desert island. I think you're fine.
He had like a 32-quart camel bag.
Trey, I'm interested, like, is there an opportunity more now to make BMX riding a business and make a living out of it than there ever was? Or is it more diluted now, so it's harder and more competition?
I mean, it's up and down. Mid 80s, it was, things were going crazy with BMX and skateboarding. 85, 86, Pal Peralta, like that whole thing was enormous. Then the early 90s, it crashed. Nobody was into it. Then mid to late 90s, Tony Hawk, the 900, the video games, everything skyrocketed again. You know what I mean? Dudes were riding for 1-800-COLLECT and all these ridiculous companies and making the most amount of money ever. And then now it's kind of plateaued out to where it's like the industry is sustainable enough to where rider-owned brands, that are not like have corporate backing can support riders. And there is a very small percentage of guys that make a full living off of BMX. It's not as big as skateboarding. It's just not as accepted, and skateboarding is easier to get into. A skateboard costs less than a BMX bike. There's less parts. You can throw it under your arm and walk down the street with it. It's just easier. So their industry is way more broad, even though we're both kind of accomplishing the same goal of going to skate parks and riding street. You know what I mean? It's just BMX is harder because it costs more money, and it's not as easy to like get around. Putting a bike in your car is more difficult than putting a skateboard in your car.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
But yes, there is a way to make a living.
I see your point, and it's definitely cheaper with the skateboard. It's kind of like soccer and football. You know, like in soccer, you just need a ball on a field as opposed to pads.
Even my daughter's bike was pretty damn expensive because I didn't want to cheap out on it. You know what I mean? Like it's not, they're not cheap.
But it seems to me though, more people in society know how to ride bicycles than skateboards. So you'd think there would be more interest in BMX than there would be skating, right? Just logically. Because
but skateboarding has more of a culture behind it. Skateboarding has guys like Tony Hawk, Rob Dyrdek, these guys that are enormous figures in pop culture that also represent their number one priority is representing skateboarding and putting skateboarding on the map. BMX doesn't have that, you know what I mean? Like we have Dave Mira and Matt Hoffman and guys like that, you know what I mean? But they were never on that level. They were never on that level of a Tony Hawk or a Rob Dyrdek or a Nigel Houston or someone like that. So I think there's a lot of factors, and it sucks because BMX is always compared to skateboarding, and we always look to skateboarding for like inspiration and ways to like make our industry grow. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they're super similar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you brought up Dave Mira, and I don't want to be a downer here. It's super sad.
You're always a downer, man.
But and the people I know have talked about everybody always looks for a reason for suicide, and and sometimes there's not one. It's just it doesn't make any sense. It's like people are trying to find why, and sometimes there is no why. But I heard a lot of people reading articles and talk about head injury, and that goes into NFL players and concussions, and you see
you're doing some dangerous stuff.
And you see these guys especially back in the day, I think there was way less known about concussions, and you'd get a concussion, and then you'd take a break, drink some water, and then you go back out there, and then maybe hit your head again, and that's where we've learned that it's bad to get two in a day, really bad, and that's when you do the most damage. So has the concussion information spread through the community enough where people are way safer now than they were 10 years ago?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think it's like I said, BMX just feels the effects of everyday culture. You know what I mean? So obviously head injuries are just more known about in everyday sports about everything. You know what I mean? So everybody's more safe about it. But a lot more guys are wearing helmets and stuff like that. And I mean, at the end of the day, the reason a trick is a trick on a bike is because it's dangerous, and it's because you can get hurt. You know what I mean? That's what makes it crazy, is that it's like, man, that guy could have died doing that. You know? So there's always going to be that element of you can get hurt, and all you can do is strap on a helmet and move along and hope for the best. It's not if you're that scared, then don't ride BMX. That's all you can do. But yeah, I think a lot more people are definitely worried about helmets and concussions and all that stuff.
Is there any market for flat? I don't know what it's called, but it's flat road. There used to be. And I was always into tricks on flat ground.
Just like a freestyle.
Flat, yeah.
What is it called?
It's Flatland, when they just do tricks on the flat ground.
Yes, yeah.
That'd be fun.
There's still a lot of guys into that because for whatever reason, I watch that all day. I watch YouTube videos.
You strike me as a Flatland guy. Yeah.
And in my mind, I've always like, well,
they call you Flatland Tom.
You don't need for that. It's like, all right, you just need a, you can do it anywhere.
I got a bike. Here I go.
But it seems insanely complicated and like
it's incredibly hard. Riding flat is like it's a whole different world because it is so difficult and it's so complicated that even me as being like I would like to say that I'm an expert on BMX. I've been doing it my entire life to where I can't comprehend what's happening. You know, that's how complicated it is. And I think it's really the reason flat has never got like became really successful or like super big is because it is so complicated to understand how difficult these things are that these guys are doing. And actually one of the best flatlanders in the entire world owns a bike shop right here in Longwood named Chad DeGroot.
Really?
And, he's a major pillar in the scene and getting me into BMX and like that. But yeah, he's one of the best flatlanders in the world and has invented majority of the flatland tricks out there. But yeah, flatland's incredible.
That's nuts, man.
I've seen, maybe I've seen who you're talking about do a handstand on his front handlebars.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Like when you see that, you're like, he's moving. He's doing a handstand.
Yeah, but that's just strength, dude. The amount of balance and strength he needed to pull something like that off is insanity.
You look at it and you're like, this is impossible. It cannot happen.
When I look at that, then I go back to the argument. You know, people always love to toss this around at least once a year. They're like, well, skateboarder, BMX, they're not athletes. And then you see a guy do something like that, and you're like, all right, where's your argument now? Look at that.
Yeah, and then if you probably asked him, and then all like how long it took to get that good or whatever, and they would probably say like it was probably 5 years straight of actual time invested, like 5 years, 24 hours a day straight, like it's that. It just takes an insane amount of time to get in the best, you know.
Trey, I'm looking over your Instagram a little bit, and I noticed that occasionally a picture of a really amazingly handmade piece of furniture pops up, like tables. And how did you get into woodworking? And I guess, is that a resin? Do you have to pour resin in there and then like color it? And it's amazing.
Yeah, it all I've always been into woodworking as far as like building ramps out of wood, you know, like I have a skate park in my backyard and I've always built ramps like that. And I was trying to think about something to get my grandma for Christmas.
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, oh, I'll make her a table. That'd be awesome. And I kind of looked up some videos and I'm like, oh, I think I could do that. And I made a table that looks nothing like what I do now. And then I just kind of was like, oh, I think I could do like one of these like epoxy river tables. And I found a sawmill out in Sorrento, and I went there and got some wood, and I kind of just dove in.
That's amazing.
Just like kind of started just figuring it out, and now it's just a hobby that I have.
It's
and
awesome.
It's cool because BMX is like it doesn't resonate with everybody, but furniture does. Everybody needs a table. Everybody has a table in their house. Everybody understands what a cool piece of furniture looks like. So it's something that like as soon as I do it, like if I do one table, I get hit up by like 20 people to make a table.
Have you seen them? They're amazing.
Hold on, pump the brakes. Like I don't do this for a living. I'm just kind of messing around with it, but it's sweet and it's fun and it's a learning experience. And literally every single time I make a table, I learn something new, and I learn a new technique, and it's something that I know that I have as a backup. You know what I mean? Like obviously being a physical like athlete, if you want to call it. I hate using that term about BMX, but
it's true.
Being a professional athlete, it doesn't last forever. So it's like, all right, well, this is cool. This is something I could do afterwards, or it's more of a hobby, and then I can make some side money at it too. So
does it calm you down? Is it grounding at all? Because it looks like the type of thing that, you know, it's tangible. You knew what you're doing after a hard day riding. It looks like you could do some content and then go into your little shop and build a table and just kind of relax, listen to music you like. Is that how it is?
No, it's actually the complete opposite. Riding is what calms me down, and making tables is completely frustrating because I'm not that good at it.
All right, that's a perfect answer. Yeah.
And a lot of people think that BMX is like oh, you're just looking for that adrenaline rush of flying through the air. And it's like, no, it's the opposite. I'm looking for like, that's like my like safe space. Like I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to think about it. Like I can just drop in and like my mind just goes blank and I can just, it's satisfying.
Yeah.
It's a satisfying feeling of being like, oh, like you jump something and like you whip it out just right and you land just perfect and you're just like, oh, that was awesome. Like that felt so good. I want to do that 100 times more, you know? So
I love it.
Trey, I got a 5 and 6 year old, both boys, and I've been looking like my wife's like, we need to get them into some extracurricular activities, you know, like you, and then we start going through the same thing.
Well, you got to do Boy
soccer,
Scouts. You got to do Boy Scouts.
Baseball.
No problems there.
And then she's like, oh, wait, my wife's like, there's a running club, I think, and I'm like, what? And then I
they
think,
can be the best at running.
I'm like, why not skateboard or BMX?
No. And Boy Scouts are running.
And then she's like, well, where is there a place that even she's like, I'd love that, but where do we even go? And then I'm like, well, there's got to be, because I know that there are parks that like, and there's a big, huge famous like Woodward and like that's I don't know where is that at? It's like up north somewhere.
Woodward is in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. And then but is there anything local in Florida or even in Central Florida that is like a camp or
for like
Vans
alternative?
used to do it.
Yeah.
Vans
because
used to do it.
It seems like it should be more popular, and it isn't. It's
I'd
just
sign my daughter up for it right now.
Yeah, is it lack of people just doing the business? Because there's plenty of parents that want.
I don't know as far as skateboarding goes. I can't speak on their behalf. There's no like BMX like camps, if you want to call it that, because I mean, I know that there are some in the world. I'm not saying that there's not any. I'm just saying I don't know of any in Central Florida, but like BMX and skateboarding is meant to be an individual sport. You know what I mean? It's meant to be like, it's just you, the bike, and the skate park, and it's your freedom to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? And I just recommend just going to a skate park. You know what I mean? There's an Orlando skate park by the executive airport.
But Trey, you're missing on the whole goal is to drop your kid off and then have other people take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they teach him the lessons and the life
I'll
lessons.
give you the honest answer.
Yeah, I just want to dump my kid off.
He wants to drop his kids off and pump his old lady. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of other parents. I just feel like there's a business model here. We just need some place to drop these kids off and then do the thing.
And then you want to...
and then I just come pick them up.
Yeah, you want to have like 3 beers, smoke a J, pump your old lady, and then pick the kids up.
And I'll pay. I'll be hundreds of dollars because all these other places charge an insane amount of money. So like...
Are you asking Trey to babysit your kids?
No, I feel like there's some... BMX rider that could put together the business of like just having the skate park.
No, but
and a place
it sounds like you're asking him to put it together and do a camp for your sons.
Someone should put it together because there's a lot of us that want to drop our kids off and we don't want baseball and a cool BMX.
When I was growing up, my dad worked lawn maintenance all day long, and he would work all day long. He'd come home, scoop me up, and he would take me to the skate park every single day till 10 o'clock at night, and he was dedicated to me riding my bike.
He's a real man.
Hold on, write that down. Dedication. I'm not dedicated to anything.
Yeah, he worked and then worked more. Oh, that's a good dad. You got a good one. My sons didn't get that lucky.
I owe everything in my life to my parents of being supportive of BMX like that. But yeah, there's no camp. I mean, there's not really any. I mean, a lot of people just drop their kids off at the skate park and they leave and then they come back and pick them up later. But like, I mean, as you guys know, I mean, skate parks are not exactly a how do I put this? Child-friendly environment. They have this stigma of like kids smoking cigarettes in the parking lot and drinking Monsters. You know, it's not really like a.
That's what I want.
You don't show up and there's kids like hydrated all day and they're taking it very seriously and it's the complete opposite. So I mean, I think if you're looking for something like that, maybe a football camp is definitely more your alley.
I'm more of a cigarette monster kind of guy.
Well, I go to the skate park to smoke my cigarettes and drink my Monsters, and I'm 44 years old.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with the cigarettes and the Monster. No problem. That's how I grew up. My son, they need to.
In fact, I smoke so much, your sons call me the cigarette monster.
Yeah, my sons are too soft, Trey. I need to toughen them up with some cigarettes and some Monster and energy. That's what they need.
Perfect, then.
They need extreme caffeine and some Camel unfiltered.
And Trey, you want to plug Shadow Conspiracy and because talk about the website and the brand.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few sponsors. I ride for Sabrosa Bikes. They like make the whole bike, and then the Shadow Conspiracy, they make BMX parts, like the handlebars and stuff like that.
Awesome.
But they're actually both located in Longwood. They're located right here in Central Florida. They do a bunch of events for the Orlando scene and just Central Florida in general. And I've been riding for them forever. And I mean, they're a world-renowned brand that not a lot of people know is located right here in Florida. You know what I mean? Like they're one of the few brands that aren't in California.
Yeah.
And their headquarters are about a half mile from my house, and I can't be more stoked to support a brand that's local. And then I ride for Vans shoes as well.
That's really cool.
Trey, I got one more question for you. I'm curious about. So if I'm wondering about how much the technology on BMX bikes have changed. So if someone gave you an exact replica of like a 1982, what brand was huge?
I don't even know.
Like rad, Huffy,
Schwinn or something like that.
Schwinn, yeah, like in 1982, like
I
something.
had a Diamondback, and then I had a Peugeot.
Yeah, something straight out of the movie Rad. If they gave you that bike, could you do the exact same tricks you do with your bike?
It's mostly to do with the geometry, like how steep the head tube is and how long everything is. That makes it difficult. I don't know. I never tried. I mean, I'd give my best shot, but I mean, a lot of those bikes are just weak. They would break. That was the issue with a lot of bikes in the 80s is that they would break. They had mags that were made of plastic, and they were just garbage bikes. You know what I mean? But technology has definitely come a long way to where a bike can last me 2-3 years if I need to.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool. Well, Trey, it was great talking to you, man.
What a cool time. We appreciate it, and we hope to do it again sometime soon, man.
All right, cool, man. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, take it easy,
care.
dude.
Those are always like so fun when we get to
a local guy
sit back and chat with somebody.
We didn't even get into. He has his own festival
doing it big.
I know.
Called Swamp Fest. He's got his own line of vans.
I looked at the Swamp Fest had been, obviously because of everything going on. I didn't know if we should go in that direction. It's not like they're going to be having Swamp Fest.
Well, he's selling merch still.
Yeah, we'll push the merch.
He's got his own clothing line.
I think I'm going to scoop up one of those shirts.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're very
nice
cool.
Artwork.
I like.
And I want to support him because he supports local and he's local, so I want to support him.
I decided to go the dumb old man route for that interview. I was like, I'm just going to ask dumb old man questions.
I thought those were good questions. I don't think it's dumb old man.
Found a skate park that you can drop your kids off, by the way, in Orlando that does like a skate camp and BMX nights.
Oh, really?
There you go.
All you
Google's
have to do,
a great thing.
You just search for it?
Yeah.
I like to ask our guests weird questions that they don't know.
Did you want free camp from Trey Jones?
You were asking Trey Jones to teach your kids in his backyard skate park. I know what you're doing. Here, newsflash. Your kids don't know how to ride bikes.
Yeah. I was gonna.
They got to know how to ride before they can start.
They don't even ride two wheels
do
yet,
tricks,
do they?
right?
No, they don't even know how to ride a bike.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta start there, buddy.
You know how
Super
insulting
sweet.
it would be if you drive. Okay, so I just picture you drive over to Trey's house.
I'm like, teach my son how to ride a bike.
And you're like,
how much does that cost?
And he's like, all right, boys, I'll show you some tricks. We'll start with some tricks. And you're like, no. Hold on. What do you mean tricks?
Yeah.
They need to learn. So I figure they could just drop in and learn, right? I love it.
Yeah. Can he do a tail whip with training wheels?
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. He bent the left one. Step on it and push the metal back down.
Right before the interview started, I was gonna explain to him that this was gonna air on radio on Monday night, and I didn't realize that it wouldn't.
No,
it doesn't.
He doesn't know what radio is.
No.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't care.
Also, the chat room surprised me because the chat room, all they were doing is talking about Trey Jones' eyes.
Oh,
yeah, he
talking
did
about
have nice eyes.
He did have beautiful eyes, but they were just like obsessed. They're like, oh, look at his eyes. Especially Norm. Norm was like falling in love, I feel like.
I'm going blind.
We're not allowed to do that anymore.
What?
Mr. Redskins.
Hold on.
Mr. Redskins is over here going, hiya. What are you doing? You okay?
I was just going to say that I'm going blind. I can't see anything now.
Everybody typing caps on the chat. Tom can't see.
I couldn't even tell who I was talking to.
You couldn't see his eyes?
I couldn't see anything. I can't see nothing. It's bad.
His eyes are like bright blue, and yours are cloudy milky. Yours look like somebody poured a creamer into their coffee and didn't stir it.
All right, they made the leaf, a barista leaf.
Your eyes have a barista leaf in them.
All right.
All right. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, let's take
Moon
a break.
boots.
Oh, bye-bye.
Here we go.
Blippi.
What
Oh,
happened to
boy.
old Blip?
Still doing it.
Still
Is
doing
he?
it?
Yeah. Still,
Can't find that the shit video anymore. That's for sure.
People have it saved.
I need to save it.
didn't really affect him that
No,
much.
it didn't affect him at all.
Because
I think he handled it pretty well.
he's paid by. I wonder if Netflix just buys the content. They don't like contractually have him as a content provider, right?
Don't know.
Yeah. I don't know how that business works, but it's
I would imagine no, because he's going to want to control like his own toys and shit like that.
But I think like with Ryan from Ryan's toy review.
Okay, I hate that kid.
Me too. But someone
And
my
is
kids-
anybody watching what? And I'm gonna want to be delicate when I say this because he's a child. How old is Ryan now?
He's probably like 8.
Okay, is anybody in his family
9.
monitoring his snacks?
Probably. I mean,
You need to monitor.
What are you saying?
I'm not.
They're
I'm just-
rich.
I want him to be healthy. That's what I'm saying.
my kids have Ryan toy review toothbrushes that they got the
What?
other day. Yeah,
No.
they went crazy with the memorabilia or
Interesting.
Their team Ryan.
I mean, they got the Ryan eggs that Max wanted for his birthday.
What are in the Ryan eggs?
Well, there's different size ones, but the one that he wanted for his birthday was a giant Ryan's egg that cost $50 or something like that.
Fuck.
And then
when does
inside,
this kid age out of this type of content?
I think he's close.
Because he's between 8 and 9 now.
It's
Yeah.
close.
No shit, I never guess kids' ages right. I'm getting better.
Yeah, you did good. You did
but
good.
it probably when he's a teenager.
You
When
think he lasts that long?
when his voice, man, it's strong. Like it's still like my kids are still super into it.
It burned really hot in our house for like a split second, but it's definitely a boy thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's little boys are gravitate to it more than Maisie did.
Is there a
Maisie's-
female version of
Oh,
a
yeah.
Ryan YouTuber?
Multiple ones.
But they with the merchandising alone, I mean, all their stuff in Target everywhere, and I'm sure Walmart. I mean, god damn it, it's someone I think
That's where I
manages
saw
them.
it at
See,
Walmart.
I guess
It
I
was-
just never go down the toy aisle, so I have no concept of
I mean,
this
you can
being a
you
thing.
can make fun of me
There's
all you want to,
characters.
but I have never not gone down the toy aisle. Like anytime I go to Target, whether I have kids, don't have kids, no matter what age I am, and it probably just shows that I'm always sort of that kid at heart. You know, like I like toys. I will always walk down the toy aisle. Like
I
every
only
time.
go down there if I have to buy some kid a birthday present.
No, every time. Like when Andrea and I were had just gotten engaged or whatever, like she'd be, getting some dumb, Martha Stewart towels, and I'd be over in the toy aisle looking at wrestling figurines or Hot Wheels or some crap. I guess I'm just a child man.
I also like to walk.
Oh,
through,
Butler walks down the toilet. See, there
well,
you
he's
go.
a
Oh,
chopper.
yeah,
I
Well,
mean,
maybe
Chopper,
I'm
yeah.
closer to a chopper than I think I am, because you guys saw the picture in our group thread. My daughter is straight up full blown.
if she got chopping from anyone, she got it from you.
She is straight.
didn't get it from
She
Andrea.
is
Yeah.
straight chopping.
Yeah, well, just being born in Florida, as some chopper,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
chopper dust on
Yeah,
it.
everybody's got
Yeah.
chopper dust.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like really bad Peter Pan.
You gotta fight it because
Yeah,
it's in your nature.
Yeah, you're born into chopper land, so
Yes.
it's El Chopper.
Yeah. You got some of that. It's not pixie dust,
yeah,
and it's not Tinkerbell. It's like chopper dust from Taco Bell.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
It's a mixture of Dorito dust,
Yeah.
and a little bit drywall.
Yeah, a little bit of drywall. Maybe a little. Like, do you ever look inside an orange pain pill bottle you had when there's no more pain pills left?
Oh, pain pill dust.
And then want to put your tongue down in there just to see if you get a little buzz. I do.
Oh, it tastes
I've
chemically.
done. Yeah, I'm done. I was like, I wonder if this
Hold on.
will
wait.
get. Do I feel anything?
A tiny wave.
There it is.
It's worth it.
All the way back from May 20th of 2016. You're going to get the Corey Holcomb interview. Funny story about Corey Holcomb. The last time he came through, he said he didn't want to do our show.
Yeah. I think he was mad because we had Was it
He got in a fight with, I think it was,
Spears?
Ari Spears, right?
And then Ari Spears was like, when he was on our show, he was pissed at Corey Holcomb and talking some
But
shit.
we've had Corey Holcomb on the show before.
I know.
So-
Even after the Ari
Yeah.
Spears thing.
And
who
I don't
knows
think
now?
I don't know why he didn't want to come in, but he didn't want to come in. And I'm just like, all right, hey, whatever you want to do, man.
If I was a stand-up and I had to do the media tour,
I don't think I'd do it.
Yeah, I think I'd get jaded pretty quick,
Yeah.
and then I'd start to be like, wait a minute, is this even doing anything? You know, I'm like we talk about this all the time, like. And then like Brad Williams and other comedians have said that like they stopped doing the morning shows
news, yeah.
and the news shit, but I
just
would
don't
ask
think
It's
I
not
do.
the same audience.
I just don't think I do
Yeah.
any of it.
yeah because
I just don't think I would.
because I'm like
Good
my
thing I'm
own
not stand-up.
because social media, like all the people that follow me are usually I know you get the random
Yeah, but
God.
I would say that I would be like the advocate that it does work for a show like this, where before I would listen to the comedians' interviews, and if I hadn't heard any of their comedy, but if they were good on the show, I'd be like, you know what?
gonna
It's
go see
Friday
them.
night.
Yeah.
I don't got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
They were funny.
And it is worth it to go do it because
But it has to be something where you get to know the person. It can't be the 5 minutes on the news.
yeah.
That's not going to sell me to go.
You'd have to
if
be-
I don't know who they are.
I bet these guys, they've learned and they've talked to each other enough to realize, because it's a popular thing for a stand-up to develop a relationship with like a radio crew or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, Burt Kreischer, I think did it with Cowhead and Tampa.
Oh yeah, well they've been friends for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah.
And then like Bob and Tom has
Sure.
their guys, and like like there's that thing. So, and I think people have done it with us, like we're a
like
comedian,
Tom Rhodes.
yeah, or a bunch of other comedians. That's how we met Dan Cummins and stuff.
It is how we met Dan Cummins.
So maybe they at each city they're at, they see if like, all right, do I jive with this crew, or maybe it's like not good, and then,
I agree with that.
because it's got to be advantageous for you to like develop relationships in every city, because it's free publicity. I mean, all those stations that you go on and TV and everything, they all sell advertising. So technically, you're getting free advertising just being on their show, which they normally will charge.
I just
thousands
still
for
don't
them.
think I'd want to do it.
No.
You
Back to
I
I'm just
always
too
come
lazy.
back to just I don't know. And look, I'm not lazy. I don't think you're lazy, but I just when I think about this, it just does not sound like something that I would want to do.
'Cause-
I have changed, and it's in a weird way. Like I don't even like, because of COVID, and now my wife doesn't get up at the ass crack of dawn to get everything done, so she can she used to go to work early so she could leave work early. Mm-hmm. I'm like, all right, I support that, but she'd be up at like 5:30. She'd be up at 5:30, get going around 6:30, get everything moving. So I was up no matter what, just from her moving around. No big deal. I'd go up and then I'd ride the Peloton. Now because of COVID, like we sleep to like 7:15, 7:30. There's been days even when I'm really tired or something, well, I'll sleep to 8. I don't think I've ever done that ever in my life. And now I'm kind of into it.
Yeah.
And it is
nice waking up
damn hard to get up and I rode this morning in the Peloton. It's fucking hard. I've changed. Like I used to tell you guys that I thought I was ruined because you and I work morning show, and I fucked myself up.
Yeah.
It's changed. Like COVID is like unfucked me, but now if I want to ride Peloton in the morning, I'm fucked. It was so hard to ride
I can
this
never
morning.
get up early to work out.
So hard. So hard.
It's weird because
I always have to just do it after work.
like
If I'm getting up, I'm going to work. That's
yeah.
it.
It's like
And use the drive to wake up.
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is, God damn it, I don't know why it is, but every time like we start morphing into different directions, because now I'm morphing into getting up early now, like, and I enjoy it.
We go back and
like
forth.
on the weekends, I literally really enjoy getting up.
Is that because
like,
nobody else is up though?
Yeah, that's the
Well,
part of it.
that's just hiding from your family.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
That doesn't
Me
count.
and Dana
I
love
like
it.
hiding from my family too. I hide here, and then my wife's like, "What are you doing?" And I'll just I'll send her a picture and like, "Look, typing."
Yeah, but it's not even on.
No, yeah, the computer's not even on. I have to Photoshop the screen in. Do you know how hard that is? I make it harder for myself. It'd be easier just to work. I don't want to work. I want to sit here, hide from her.
And Photoshop.
I Photoshop myself working.
Yeah. So I enjoy, like, if I can get up at like dawn. That's
What time
the best.
is dawn?
Like it's like 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
On the weekend?
And then it's like that twilight dawn with the sun. Like, and I get up, I take marijuana.
All
right.
And then so
I can't get high anymore either.
Yeah. Oh,
Really?
in the
I got to call
mornings-
Mr. True Leave. I got to get him to get me some of that pure, straight from the Mr.
Get
True
some
Leave.
shatter.
And then
I'm going to start doing dabs.
I like
Do it.
walking around the outside in my yard and stuff. Like, and I'll like,
Oh
water-
my God,
like
people.
Like a creepy, like, so you get tiny shorts or you take marijuana and then you creep around in the morning?
No,
or-
I water my plants. I go
Oh,
out there.
my
I sometimes I just stand there and I visualize like what should I do to my backyard.
Visualize. Who the fuck are you, Walter Mercado? mucho marijuana. I want to, over here.
I love it.
I don't even understand what you're doing.
And then-
Oh,
you
my
visualize?
What?
Hold on a
Who
second.
have you become?
You get up.
old man.
You get up at
my old
6:30.
man
You get
thing.
let's say you get up
Yeah.
at 6. You take copious amounts of
turn into
marijuana.
Pop-Pop.
Then you
Yeah.
put on tiny gay shorts. You walk into your yard
yeah.
and then you visualize.
Yeah. Well, I
Well, he's
start.
got his headband on, Tiny Dukes.
Yeah. And then I look and then
Barefoot.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, no shirt. He's looking good.
And then I'm like, and then I go over in my mind like I should restain my fence, and then I should plant some plants over here. I don't do any of it by the
No.
way because
Oh,
that's
right,
the work
right.
part of it. And then I'm
So you're like playing
He's a
video games in your
daydreamer.
mind.
yeah, I did get
Yeah.
I got a pot yesterday because I'm gonna gift Samantha. I gotta unload
for
some
fuck's
plants.
sake.
Hold on a second. She is
By the way,
done with your plants.
I came home yesterday and my tomato plant was kicked over.
Oh, yeah. I did that.
They tried.
I meant to tell you about
It may have been
Yeah.
trying to kill itself.
I think so because this thing is growing tall. No tomatoes.
Yeah.
Getting a little wilty on the bottom.
Yeah.
Tiny piece of discarded dental floss around its neck. It's like any way it can kill itself.
Yeah. That is it.
Wait, what are you trying to give me now? Is it anything that produces actual?
Don't.
Food?
Angel
Hey,
trumpets.
I don't want the angel trumpet.
I'm giving it
I'll
to you.
take some
I
because
got-
I'm going to make that tea and I'm going to fly to the moon. All right. Those pepper plants. So
I gotta bring you some more.
please, because I took all. Okay.
I got habanero.
I
got
took all my
Tabasco.
I took all my serranos. I took all my jalapenos. I've been using them like crazy, and they're delicious. So thank you again. But I now I have a level where I know when to prune on my wall.
Yeah.
Of how tall I want it because I wanted to get bushier. So I went through it. I went fucking prune crazy on that thing.
Yeah.
And I brought them down, and now sure enough, on the very bottom, they're starting to leaf out.
Yeah.
They're starting to kind of
They'll-
poof.
yeah.
And they're coming back out and they're starting to flower again. So now I come out at the top of the stem. I always cut it at a diagonal and I let it come from the bottom up.
Yeah,
They're doing
all right.
great.
Yeah. I got some habaneros that I got tons of that shit. They're already too many habaneros. I punted all in the trash.
Have your kids selling on the side of the road, man.
You know, they're so
Pepper stand.
Oh my
so
God!
lazy.
Tactical Hat in the chat room is warming up a Whopper right now.
Oh my God.
Carry an auxiliary Whopper just around with you, and you're like, "Oh, I'm so hungry. Go get my auxiliary Whopper and put it in the microwave." That is
okay.
a trash tactical.
If you have-
Tactical.
You're too rich for that tactical.
Yeah,
I know.
you're better than that,
He
man.
loves Burger King.
Yeah. Why?
He loves the Hershey pies.
We're
He's-
gonna. He loves
much
the
money-
Hershey pies.
You know how much money you giving us?
Tactical
You
Hat.
should not be eating
He
Burger
said
King.
no one's got a better dessert than Burger King with the Hershey pie.
We got to
Come
get him
on.
in here. We got to
Come
do
on.
a
Yes.
chatting with the tactical.
Hold on. Everybody
Burger King.
has a better dessert. What is the no one
Yeah.
fucking the fast food Burger King? Hey, maybe other fast food
Yeah,
restaurants.
he meant fast food. Yeah,
but
I still say Dairy Queen better.
Frosty.
There is
Just
better
a plain chocolate Frosty is better than a fucking Burger King Hershey pie.
I haven't had a Hershey pie in a while, but I do remember it being good.
Yeah. You know, like if you actually you got a grill. Like if you grilled yourself a burger,
Yeah.
way better. Like,
Yeah.
you're warming a Whopper up, and then all the lettuce is all
Oh
warm.
God, that makes me want to barf.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're like you're living like a frat boy. You're rich.
You want the other show? The other show
Okay.
is show number 367 entitled Dan on Air Anxiety Attack. Do you remember that?
Well, there's been a few.
I know, but this one I think was a bad one.
Yeah, I think you came in here and you're freaking out, and then we addressed it at the beginning of the show, and then you felt better talking about it because you when you try to hide
Weird.
your anxiety attack, you're just like you're freaking out, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
well, you guys know when I have anxiety attack because I usually come in here dressed like Zorro. He's having a freak out.
I watched the movie last night. I thought it was pretty good.
What'd you
Samantha,
watch?
I think,
Forrest
would like
Gump?
it. No,
Forrest Gump?
a movie called Palm Springs.
Yeah, I watched it.
I've heard it's
I was
really
going to
good.
talk about that on my show.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was good. It's
That's
like
all right.
Groundhog's Day with Andy Samberg.
Yeah,
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
it was fine.
Yeah, oh, you didn't like it?
It was fine. It's that thing where everybody was saying how great it was, and then I watched it and I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I wish people would
You
not.
did a good job acting.
But I'm also obsessed with time travel and time loops, and it was making me mad.
I wish
Oh.
there
But
were.
it's fucking Lonely Island.
I wish there was no movie trailers. And I
Yeah, I don't want to
wish-
know what anyone thinks about anything.
And I wish that people would not text me. You need to watch
right.
X, whatever it is. Just don't.
It never holds up.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't really.
I just heard about it. He was on some podcast I was listening to, and then he was talking about it. That's how I didn't even research.
You don't need to defend
people-
yourself, bro.
No. I thought it was
saw
good.
a lot of
Just
people in the
because
last
you
couple
watched
weeks
it,
watching it.
I was gonna quit the show because you watched it.
I hadn't seen a good movie in a while, and this one was pretty good.
The last one we saw was that and I make a lot of jokes about it now, was the documentary with Walter Mercado about
Yeah,
Walter
that was
Mercado.
good
Yeah, I
too.
watched that.
Mucho.
I've been watching a lot of documentaries
I
lately.
I liked both of them. This is how dumb I am, though, and uncultured. Better than Hamilton. And I
don't. You're not. It's not. There
Not your
is
style.
as much as Hamilton is amazing, and it is.
It is. It's amazing, just not for me.
There are a lot of things in it that made me laugh. Like there were a couple times where I looked at Andrea and I'm like, okay, come on, like, and I like musicals,
Yeah.
but I'm also a musician, so I think that is different, like I think maybe if you at any point in your life were going to go to school for music or really wanted to do that.
I played the old trumpet.
No, I know you did, but I'm just saying, but you never like wanted to do it as a career, did you? I mean, did you really think
didn't want to do anything?
Did you really think your ska band,
Still
the
don't.
heterosexual lesbians,
Oh,
would
yeah.
have been signed to, I don't know, Moon
Fat
Records?
I was leaning toward Fat Records.
Oh,
My
Fat
dream.
Okay, Fat Records.
Yeah.
And then Fat Mike's like, I love you guys.
No, yeah, didn't go well. Yeah. Gave up on my dream.
Who else
easy. That's easy for me to do.
Name the members of the band, and how hard would it be for me and Samantha and Butler to track down the other surviving members of Tom Van's band, the heterosexual lesbians?
Chatting with the Masters.
Chatting with the Masters. Much like, remember when Howard Stern did the Losers, and he brought all...
Well, you guys did a Miami Crew one before.
No, I want to get
but this is not-
his band.
Right.
I
No,
wanna-
I know. That's
is
what
the-
I want as well.
My middle school Miami Crew
This
friends.
is your middle school
Baloney
ska
Andy,
band.
Menahem.
Blow me, Andy.
I'm sorry?
Baloney Andy.
Oh, Baloney Andy.
And my hand? What'd you say?
Menahem. Then
Menahem? Is he a Middle Eastern man?
Gianni.
Gianni, Italian?
Yeah, no.
Snooki's husband.
Everybody in Miami is Hispanic. I don't know if you know that, but that's all my friends.
What's the
are.
guy's name? Mahatma Gandhi?
Menahem. I think it's Chilean.
Menahem. Is it Menahem?
Menahem.
Menahem. So his first name is Menahem.
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 Mm,
Menahem.
yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's then.
That's a toughie.
Yeah.
It's not even a...
Who sang?
Menah.
Can't recall now.
What?
You can't recall.
Yeah. I can't recall much of my childhood. Too many.
What
You need to go
songs
to
did
therapy.
you guys-
You blocked
Too many
some
head
stuff out.
injuries.
What
and
songs were you guys playing? Were you like,
Yeah.
sell out?
Oh, yeah.
Sell out.
We tried to learn.
Me, alright.
The record company's gonna bring
No,
us lots of
it was
money.
probably
and
Justin
everybody's
Timberlake.
gonna
Fish.
play. Oh.
Yeah. Too hard for me.
And you hold your trumpet and do that move where you're holding your trumpet and you're like,
Mighty Boss Stones and Listen, Jake.
where did you go?
Am I trying to learn?
Oh, DJ Cumberbund just did one with Mighty Boss Tones, and damn it, I forgot who the other one was, and I was like, so good.
By the way,
Have
learning.
you ever been friends with tragedy or close to those who have?
Learning.
Have you ever had a producer named Samantha? Are you clowning me?
Think about how easy it is to learn cover songs now as opposed to it was in the 90s. Like in the 90s, you had just.
There's
had to-
tablets here now. You
No.
just go to the internet, print
It'll-
out the sheet music, and go to town.
Not only that, there'll be a YouTube video of someone telling you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not even the sheet music. Like here's the
Put
finger
your fingers
placement.
here.
Yeah. Like, back in the 90s, you're just like you're listening to Listen Jake on a CD. You're like rewind it. Hold on. All right, rewind it. Like, you're listening and trying to figure it out, and then impossible.
Sam, write this down. We got to get Baloney Andy,
Okay.
Mahatma Gandhi, And
They don't want no
who
part of
who
it.
was the other one?
They don't want no part
Who
of
was the other person?
Gianni, Alex.
Gianni and Alex. We're going to put them all together. We'll put them in the lobby.
There's Esteban.
And put Esteban.
Esteban.
Yeah, we got to track him down.
Esteban.
So who?
Why do you say it like
Let's go.
that?
Who
That's
was
his
the
name.
drummer?
It's not Esteban. It's Esteban.
Esteban. Who was the drummer?
The drummer was
Hard to remember.
Esteban.
Okay.
Your stepmom?
Esteban.
Oh.
Esteban
was the drummer. Who was bass guitar?
Baloney Andy.
Baloney Andy on bass. Who was
Actually, the drummer was Menahem.
How do you not know this?
I'm just coming to Menahem was the drummer. Esteban was the guitarist.
Okay.
With backup guitarist Gianni.
On backup.
Baloney
rhythm,
Andy was
rhythm.
on bass.
Baloney Andy on bass.
And then I was on trumpet.
Wait, so you only had one horn?
We didn't have a singer yet. I remember now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We put the
So it was
we
just
put the
like-
All
flyer.
instrumental.
We put the flyer in front of Guitar Center with the little tabs.
Oh, that's
No.
so cute. In middle school?
No one called.
No.
So
I don't want to be a part of that.
What did your description say? Like,
Just a
Looking-
group of middle schoolers looking for a singer.
Looking for a ska singer. No, we didn't put our ages. That was
Yeah.
a bunch of age back then.
You don't want to put it now
you
either.
certainly don't put it now. If you put it back then, you would put it back then. A group of middle schoolers, a group of Latin middle schoolers with one whiteo looking for singer.
Oh man, in our we practiced in my garage, and then during a break one time, Alex was just swinging from the rafters, and so because my dad had this 2-story garage that he parked his 32-foot center console boat and his race car in and his airboat.
There's Tom
Yeah.
going. Here he goes.
I learned the trumpet part of this.
Did you?
Would you move side to side?
No, I couldn't
Yes.
get side to side yet.
Oh, you can't skip.
My-
You got to go side to side.
I didn't have enough core.
And then hold on, you gotta do that move right here where you go.
Well, I know you can't work in fast food
and
all your life.
I put my
but
trumpet-
don't sign that
Party
paper
for tonight.
I remember
She said that it's too late. Are you clouding me? Come on, put your hands up for the heterosexual lesbians.
I didn't have a trumpet stand, so I used a plunger.
You use what?
A plunger. Like I put a plunger down and I put my horn in the plunger.
Did you use it to like mute it, or you just used it as a holder?
No, you're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to use it as
Yeah.
a mute, but he just took his trumpet on the end.
For
He's
fuck's
too
sakes.
lazy to skank with it in his hand.
Because all ska bands had like a horn holder that you put down.
Like a little thing, and you put your horns on there.
Yeah. So I just used a plunger. Anyway, during the break, Alex was swinging from the rafters, and I was like his spotter with a rope. And then I thought it'd be funny to like let the rope go, and he fell like 15 feet onto the tom drum spike, like the and it cut his cheek.
Jesus, you guys are a
It
bunch of
almost,
idiots.
it almost,
Damn it.
it almost took. If he would have landed 1 inch above like that tom spike, where you adjust
the
the
lugs.
height.
It's the No, it's the standing legs.
Yeah, the legs.
Yeah.
But
The
if
legs for your floor tom.
If you put it down, it'll.
they
they
come
protrude,
up.
yeah.
So he landed his eye
Good.
on his cheek, and then we had to call his mom, and his mom was pissed as fuck. And she came in and had to take him to emergency room
Band
because
practice is over.
yeah. And then we had to make up this whole lie about what happened, and we said he fell skateboarding.
We got really into our last song.
But really, I was like holding him like a rock climber. I was like the rope spotter, and
But
he
you're
was,
like the worst spot.
he was swinging. I was like, I'm just gonna let it go.
Why the fuck would you do that?
You're the bad one.
You are the bad one.
You're the bad one.
Fell onto the drums.
What did you do? Just grab your trumpet, put it in the case, and go home? Like,
No, I was just like, oh shit, you fell. And then he was like, why'd you let me go? I was like, I don't know. I thought it'd be funny. Anyway, dumb kids.
Yeah.
Middle school kids.
and that was that the last day of
That was
practice
the
for the
end.
heterosexual
I think,
lesbians?
yeah. And then his mom didn't let him come by for a while because he almost lost his eye and the whole thing. And then
Come on, man, we need bass.
Yeah. And then there was a lot of things that some problems within the band. Baloney Andy, not the biggest fan of Gianni.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Racism in the
then
racial problems within the band?
and then Alex wouldn't get it together. He was the trombonist,
He was gonna come in and join your horn section.
Yeah. Because
What do you mean he couldn't get it together?
Well,
drug addiction.
That was the first practice. He wanted to swing from the rafters. So he dropped him on the
Gotcha.
drug. So that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
For the old.
You dropped him at his tryout for trombone, and you're the trumpet player. And you dropped him.
Asshole.
Yeah, you're a total asshole.
You're like a dumb middle school kid.
Sounds like you didn't want him in the band.
Yeah,
You wanted to be the only horn.
Yeah, he wanted to be the only horn. That's what he does around here. I'm flying in the rafters. He's about to drop me on the tom-tom. He don't give a fuck. He wants to shine. Names first. All right. Enjoy your shows.
So
Corey
stupid.
Holcomb. I have an anxiety attack live on the air. Enjoy all of that, guys. We love you. We'll see you on the BDM show.
Goddamn.
That's funny, dude. I like it when we just
shit.
tell dumb stories. And
Yeah. All that true.
I would try to find these guys and try to make a band. I think it's
Are you like Facebook friends with any of them?
That shit's funny, dude.
Yes.
Like, I love it when we
Well, we
talk
don't
to
talk
them and then
anymore.
we ask them what do you remember from the heterosexual lesbians? Because normally they remember things you don't that are
Also,
funny.
like everyone has a different story.
Yeah,
that, like,
They'll
sticks
probably
with
be like,
them.
"What?" Like because like.
Well, they'll remember the
They'll remember
eye thing.
Yeah,
but
they'll remember they'll remember the stories, but it's, we do this a lot of, people, unless you do this job, like, what are you doing? Recount, like thinking about shit from your past.
people
and talking
reminisce
about
on
it.
their past.
I guess so, but not as often as someone like us.
we do it almost professionally.
Yeah. So I think it just fades. Because
Yeah,
I constantly
I
bring
agree.
back up these memories, so it's like stronger in my mind.
I also bring them
Then
back and I
I
completely
think-
change them. I'm serious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't mean to do it. It's like I bring them back and then every detail is completely different.
like all
That's
this.
not how it happened.
All this happened, but there's
it?
multiple band. Yeah. Alex,
No, I mean like in my mind. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, no. Alex would remember falling on the tom tom and the practice and but I don't even remember if he'd remember the name of the band or any of that. He'd be like, "What?" Plus, it's weird. Like I see some of these guys I knew in middle school, and then like stopped hanging out after then, and then you're like these like, who is this? It looks like the middle school kid I knew, but you're an old man.
Yeah,
you know,
it
it's like,
is weird.
You're like gray
Where
black
do you
beard old
stand?
man.
We could start the BDM show and just riff because I got a ton of voicemails and emails and shit. I got where do you stand on? Maybe I should just bring this up for BDM.
Okay, yeah,
because it's just stupid.
Let's just do like a 30-minute BDM. Take a lunch break. We'll come back and we'll do the rest with Busey or something.
Okay, yeah, let's do the rest with Busey so he can be Busey.
Yeah. I was gonna put him on ACD, but he's not gonna.
I'd rather him just go.
Yeah,
Because last time when he was talking about that toilet shit, I was cracking up. When he's scrubbing his butt with a brush. That's fucking terrible. It's disgusting.
It's funny.
It is funny. God damn, it's funny. The lady who did my tent yesterday. Oh, it looks amazing, by the way. She's great.
Yeah.
I got her card. I don't know what her deal would be. We don't have a tent person on hookups, do we?
No.
She's very good. I think I'd almost want to do her, like, see if we can get her some.
Yeah, business. Yeah.
Yeah, get her some business. She's
shoot her an email and just tell
dude.
her.
Her collection of Star Wars memorabilia is fucking bananas. She has and like classic movies. She has a fucking Indiana Jones that's like this tall.
Yeah.
And he's doing the thing where he's got the bag and he's switching it out for the golden statue or whatever. And he's got like it's gotta be thousands of dollars. It's unbelievable. And she's just a lady that does. But all of her branding is like spot on. Like all of her parking spaces have signs in front of them, and like one will be like Chewbacca, and it'll say like it's got something about him, like park here if you like crossbows, and then the next one is like Darth Vader, and it's like if you take this spot you will be eradicated, or like some quote, like everything is all Star Wars out. It's really neat.
Yeah. See, I like my tent guys to be on pain
pills.
pills, and
do it in their mom's garage.
Yeah. They were sticking it on.
Andrea said this is a little. Andrea made the comment. And
I got some extra from a job. Some
exactly.
sells you cheap. I'm like, God, deal.
They don't do that anymore.
And they're all bubbly. It's like, use your credit card. Smooth those out.
This lady was awesome because she's a lady, and Andrea's like, this is like so professional. They didn't have the pattern for the big sunroof.
Oh.
So she cut it, and then she sent the pattern to the company. So they have it on file, and then she gets credit for that through her company.
Oh, the pattern to like
it's all computer cut.
manufacturer?
Yeah, it's all computer cut now. But they didn't have the sunroof pattern because not all the cars have sunroofs. So she cut it and put it on by hand, but then and then traced it with her machine and then sent it to the company, and then they take it, clean it up, and
Make
then
it their own
and then
template.
they have their own template they can send nationwide.
That's cool.
Yeah, she's fucking great. She was great.
Let's talk about it on the Medium Show because those kind of jobs where you have to have precise measurements, it's a job that I cannot do. 100%. I don't possess the skill to measure something and then cut it at that exact measurement for whatever reason.
Measure twice,
I have a
cut
mental
once.
block. I'm like, I just every single time I'm like, good enough. I just say
No,
good
see,
enough,
you can't say good enough.
and it's always
All
fucked
right,
up. Okay, we'll start with that.
Three.
It's a
2. You don't like measurements. Can you even use a ruler?
okay.
Does this also work for cooking?
Yes.
Okay, we
Okay.
were talking about. I
yeah.
got my windows tinted on my car. I haven't done this in a couple of years because it's one of the only cars I've gone to lease that didn't have the correct tint on it.
Yeah.
And I wanted it pretty dark because it's a pretty big vehicle. Well, a lot bigger than my GTI.
Yeah.
So I got it tinted professionally, but I was explaining to you that it's got a sunroof, and I wanted to get it. And they use like clear now, or like it's virtually clear. There's very little tint in it, but you can't feel anything out of it. Like the technology for like infrared heat is amazing now. Like tint.
Oh, like blocks heat, but it's clear, so
yeah,
it lets in light.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's bananas. So anyway, she cut the piece for my sunroof, and I was explaining to you guys that now the way that they do it, it's all like computer cut. But she didn't have the template for my sunroof, so she cut it herself by hand, installed it, and then she sent her measurements and cuts to the actual company that makes the film.
Yeah.
So they'll have it on file now because she has to look everything up, and then the computer. It's an amazing machine. No different than like our friends at Goldsmith use when they're like fabricating jewelry.
Yeah.
You know, our buddy that does 3D printing, it's kind of like that. It cuts it all digitally. So
Yeah.
your cuts on your windows there's no more of that. Like, remember when I had a BMW years ago? I mean, like 20 years ago, I had a 318 Ti that I got tinted, and the guy would cut it on the car, and he cut all the fucking window gaskets on my car. He cut them all off.
Yeah.
And it was like
Oh, yeah.
hundreds of dollars I had to have repaired, but they don't do that anymore. No razor blades near the soft rubber. It's all cut on the computer, and then she put it in. And yes, it was a lady
Well, you went
window
to
installer.
a higher echelon.
I looked at reviews.
yeah.
BDM's suggested her, Darth Shader is the lady's name. She's got a company instead of Darth Vader, Darth Shader.
Yeah.
Very nice lady, right by the airport. And BDM said, hey, you got to talk to Sharon. She'll take care of you. Sure enough, talk to Sharon. She's fucking great.
Yeah, it's like
Not
what
a
you said.
client.
You get what you pay for.
Should
like
be.
She's great.
If you told
Support female-owned businesses, right? I'm all
Yeah.
about that.
if you told
I made one.
people what it costs, they'd be like,
Oh, yeah. Well, my car is almost all glass, too. It's too much
yeah,
glass.
yeah.
And then I went for, like, we're going to be traveling a lot more, doing a lot more road trips, so I went for maximum sun protection.
Yeah,
you know?
of course, yeah. And it's going to be done right.
Yeah, I
you're
wanted
to
it
pay
done
for
right.
what you want. You know, you don't want the pain pill guy with the razor blade.
I've had that before. Yeah, I've had good but tint is one of the only
I mean,
thing. Or
that
tint-
could be $300, but
yeah. Well, you can get it
what
done,
you
and
pay
she
them.
was talking about that. You could get one done for $900. You know, you could do one of those $90 specials. You know, they're all around town. You see a sign
$90. You're not,
or say like $99 for tint or $90 for tint. You know, you see
flea
stuff.
market.
You see stuff like that all the time, but it ain't gonna be good. I don't
By the way, that's just for the two driver and passenger side windows, and that's that's how they get you. It's like
Yes.
then if you want your back
Oh,
windows,
you-
you want the little.
You want super ceramic?
When I was in high school, I had a mini truck, and I got the tint on the windshield.
Oh, you had the vanity stripe at the
the
top,
8-inch,
yeah, visor stripe.
And then I wanted to put big block letter something.
What do you want to put? Don't look too hard.
Back off.
We had a kid. He was an athlete at DeLand High. What was his name? I want to say his name was Bruce Cherry or something. And he on the front of his car it said, "Don't look too hard."
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
There's
Cowboy butts drive me nuts was another big one.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Silly boys, Jeeps are for girls.
Dirty white boy was a big one in DeLand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of dirty white boys.
Now it's flow grown, salt life.
BDM.
The salt life. It's funny that
My kid has autism. I see a lot of those.
They tapped into something where they're like, this is some sort of culture that people like to advertise. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like you like the ocean or boating or the beach or whatever. It's
I'm
like
all about
salt
it.
life, and then man, there's a really got popular. It's
So simplistic.
and people love advertising that. I wonder why. It's a weird psychology behind it. Like, I want to tell people that I'm into salt life.
Yeah.
It's odd,
But most
right?
of the people that I see the stickers are not like I've never seen a salt
I know we
life.
have BDMs, and that's but that's kind of different because you're in, you're a paid member of this
You're
community.
also trying to sort of find other BDMs. At least that's what I use my sticker for. I got one in my car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you're
Mine is to let other BDMs know I'm out there driving around, and I
I
got
don't need a sticker.
their back.
People just they just
Yeah.
know.
Well, your whole car. is,
Someone posted a picture of my truck in front of my house. Don't do that.
Yeah, who
Oh,
did
yeah.
that?
I don't know. Someone in the BDM group. I guess
Yeah.
it got deleted.
Yeah,
but
delete
don't do that,
Don't-
please.
What's fucking wrong with you?
I was talking to JC. I was asking if we need to get you a new
Jesus
truck.
Christ! Oh,
Yeah. And maybe the next rap be a
No,
little more
God.
subdued.
I was going to say a little more aggressive.
Oh, okay. I like that.
What's your idea?
I mean, I want it to push the limits of what's tasteful.
Okay.
You know, first of all, for the hood, I want. Okay, I want you on your back, you laying on your back. Okay, if you're facing the hood,
Yeah.
I want Tom laying on his back with his feet going towards the windshield. His head is coming back towards us looking at it.
All right.
And then I will be on top of you, and we're both in 69.
Yeah.
And in the way that the drawing, and Pabone will have to do this. Pabone,
Oh God.
if it will be me, and I want it drawn explicit. I don't want anything blocked out. I
Yeah.
want Pabone draw this. And I want you to draw. I want you
How
to.
far can you go on a car without it being obscene?
And then I want me. Okay,
Guy
we're
got pulled over
69ing.
so
Yeah, but he got away, right?
He did, yeah.
We're 69ing, and you see my butthole. You're holding my ass.
Okay, all right.
And my dick and balls are down, and my dick's in your mouth.
Okay,
And there's
okay.
like some,
Cum spray.
like not cum spray. I'm not
Okay.
coming
Cubes?
yet.
Oh.
It's like
Water,
just like you're
saliva.
salivating because
Okay,
I have a
yeah.
delicious cock.
Okay.
And then I have your dick in my mouth,
Ha-ha.
and I've got my hands on your knees, and I'm like like that.
Okay.
And then on my ass cheeks it says Tom, and then on the butthole it says and then the other ass cheek it says Dan.
Okay.
And then on the right, on both of your feet, which you can see, it says, "This is Samantha's truck."
Okay, all right. I like that.
And then her phone number. I mean,
Okay.
personal phone number. Mobile.
Mobile. Anyway, back to something I can't do, measure things.
Yeah, we were talking about the tenting, and you said,
Someone did bring up, I believe it might have been Tracy Claus and Norm, the fact your box cutter scenario with the closets or the outlet cut in the closet.
Oh, yeah.
That whole story.
Yeah, you've seen that.
well, he has,
You've
more,
heard,
he
you've
has
heard
the
all.
most amount of tools of anybody on the show, but he
Yeah.
used a box cutter to cut drywall, which is weird.
Well, it was the IKEA stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
you've throughout the years I've heard all the bumbling and all the stories, and part of it is that for whatever reason I have a mental block when it comes to preciseness, like being.
It's precision is the word.
I'll
You
go
need
with
to tighten up your preciseness.
with precision and being precise. I
was just talking to Dylan from Preciseness Garage Stores the other day.
You motherfucker. I also have a problem talking and words and preciseness. Anyway, I every time I go, like, I understand the concept of like measure it, use the measuring tape to the exact point, like it'll give
Yeah, and
you
you just draw a line,
within
right?
centimeters,
Yeah, it's close.
And then you draw the line on the board and cut it. But for whatever reason, when I go, I'll measure it and I'll look at it and I'll be like, it's about this. I'm like, I can't look at the exact number and then be like, no, it's not about this. It's this.
Wait a minute. So you reject facts.
Well,
And you go, oh my God, you're one of them. You're one of them.
I have.
You reject the science of the measuring tape and you just make up your own idea?
Yeah. I have a little bit of that trait that one of them have. I know it. I say I
got one of them traits that one of them have.
Preciseness.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
It's like I have an understanding of how dumb I am, and then,
You're not dumb. There's just certain things. You're quirky. Like you're not dumb at all. You're just you're weirdo.
Well,
You're a weirdo.
It's a weirdo.
You're just as
so if you
weird
go
as
to
I
measure
am.
something at 6 inches, you make the mark.
No, 6 inches. Like if it's a whole number, I'm good with it. But any in between,
God. You can't do
mark.
fractions
Yeah.
and decimals.
yeah.
No. He just doesn't like. Okay,
I
if
don't
he's
like
looking at the tape measure.
the precision of the centimeter
Okay,
marks.
if we're looking at
Inches,
if we're looking
is
at
it-
a foot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are
they're
fine.
feet, and then the inches I'm fine with.
Yeah, 5.5 might be fine, but the
between
teeny
1 and
ones-
12 inches I'm fine. But then the centimeters, the 10 dashes in between each inch,
Right.
the half I'm okay with.
Yeah. I figured you'd be okay
But,
with halves.
but I'll just go if it's on one side or the other side of the half. I'm just like, it's close enough.
Yeah.
And then it
I see
never
the problem here.
it never is close. I cut it and then I put it in the thing.
No, because it's
and then
supposed to
it's
be cut
wrong.
the way-
And then I'm like, fuck. And then I like to then go back and then just like a little bit less. Like I'd never like to be like exactly.
Oh, you're a trimmer.
And then I trim,
Yeah.
and I do what should take.
And then sometimes you gotta shit
One-
punt it in there. You gotta kick it.
And then I just go back and then it takes what should take one time.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
Because
of
every
trimming.
cut is so you. Okay,
Every cut is
Let's say
wrong,
you're doing
then
a
it
board.
trims.
So you do a board.
It's fucking. It's insane
you-
and it's infuriating.
You have a board that you need 6 inches,
Yeah.
6 and I guess what would it? I'm trying to think of an
3/8.
actual.
3/8.
Okay.
But between 3/8 and like 5, or in between
You're-
things like
So you cut in there and then you.
But
you
there's
go,
a notch for it,
Not
so-
gonna fit. Trim up a little. Not gonna fit. Trim down a little.
And then you
not
trim
gonna
too
fit.
much. Yeah, I know this game.
Then caulk it.
Start over. Yeah. And then you caulk the whole. Yeah.
heavy caulk.
Shim it up.
Yeah.
Put some.
Just do a little trimming and then sand crazy.
No, you put
No,
a. You
no,
put
never
some,
sand.
you put
Oh,
some-
I do that. That's my
That's too
trick.
precise.
You can put sawdust in there and then caulk over and then use your finger to
Yep.
smear it.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
you try to
yeah.
pick the sawdust out so
Yeah,
people
yeah.
don't notice.
I'll caulk a 1/2 inch gap. I just
Oh,
all
my
caulk.
God.
And then I'll use my finger to try to make it
Smooth
like,
it, yeah.
like a sculptor, like he's sculpting.
No, there's a
goddamn
trick to that.
the fucking.
You need wax paper. I did it in my old house. In my old house, there was a hole
Oh,
in
yeah.
the roof, and I filled. It was like a hole about the size of like a softball. I filled it with caulk where it was just kind of hanging, and then I took a piece of wax paper and I put it up there, and then I used something flat to like tap it so it would flatten it out so it looked like a wall, and then I peeled the paper off and it didn't stick.
Yeah.
And then it was smooth, and I just let that dry, and I'm like, okay, I'm selling this fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Somebody else's problem now.
I one time we got a new vanity in our bathroom when we did our new bathrooms or
Yeah.
whatever, and we had to put the hardware, the handles. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So when you have to put handles on drawers, you have to measure so that the handles exact center. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't look wonky. It's all off everywhere. All the drawers have to line up exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the old lady, the old crow is gonna start crowing. So
It's too hot to handle.
I'm like, you know what? I
Too
gotta,
cold to hold.
Gonna change my fucking life. Like, get it together, you idiot. Like, just look at a YouTube video.
Were you looking in the vanity while
Hmm?
you were saying this, putting on lipstick, I hope? Get your life together, pretty girl.
And then I'm like, don't do what you always do. Don't rush through it. Just go to YouTube.
Put your tiny shorts
And
on,
then they'll
take
be-
some marijuana.
There'll be dozens of videos from professional carpenters, like cabinet installers, that'll tell you, like, here's the trick that I do. That I'm been a carpenter and a cabinet installer for 35 years, and I'm gonna teach you how to correctly measure.
Hey, I'm Jerry Thompson. I know you want to put these handles on the brand new vanity you
Yeah,
bought
yeah,
for
yeah.
your crow.
And
I'm going to teach you how to do that so she ain't cawing in your ear.
Yeah. And so I'm like, and for sure, he'll explain exactly how to do it, user friendly. Like, he's like, follow this template. So then I'm like,
For this project, you're going to need a hammer, a screwdriver, a drill and a small drill bit.
Yeah.
Like, and he'll give you like the
Yeah.
pieces that
So
you need.
I got the stuff, and then I'm like, I got my, because I did recently. I said I used to work with I would open all my drill bits, and I'd be missing half of them, and then there would be another pile of them. Of all the
Do you
same
clean any of the drywall dust or anything off?
No,
Okay.
no.
That's the next step. That's the next step.
Yeah. So
wipe them down.
So all my other prior to this, they were all mismatched. I didn't have the right sockets. Everything was in disarray. Obviously.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
And then I said I finally got pissed, and then I went to Home Depot and I bought new impact drill, new drill, all new bit set.
Nice.
And then I punted the old ones in the trash. And I'm like, I'm starting my life clean. I'm
Nice.
like getting out of rehab. Like, I'm not doing this again. I'm gonna take care of my stuff.
But you
gone are the
you
days.
still do cigarettes and coffee.
Gone are the
Everybody
days.
that's gone to rehab, by the way, smokes.
Then I'm looking
Everybody.
for my 3/8 drill bit, and I don't have it because I left it in the bottom of my drill bag, or I just. So I sit down, I put on the YouTube video. The guy starts telling me, and I just.
Would you get distracted?
I know. Not only that,
Oh, shit.
Bored. He got bored.
Crushing demons of dirt, and you click on a different video.
He's like, all right, first step, get the paper. I'm like, fuck it, fast forward.
Yes.
They called it. The chat room called it.
And then
sure.
I was waiting to see what you were going to say.
And I'm like, God damn, I know, old man, get the paper. I got the paper. And then on fast forward, he's like, draw. And then he's like telling me step by step. And I'm like, ah! And then I just slide it to the end. And
when
then
he's
I'm
like, there, done. And you're like, got it.
and then I'm looking, and I'm like, I figured it out. And then I start measuring it. I'm like,
I think you and I have complete opposite mental problems.
Yeah.
I think we are the
I'm
epitome.
somewhere in the middle.
and it's
You are. That's why. I think that's why you work well in the. Like, I'm trying to figure out why this all works.
Yeah.
And I think Sam and I are getting there. She's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I would sit and watch. See, now I'm not saying my
It's
way's
therapeutic to you.
No, but my way's not any better because I
you
will
do it right, though.
No, but I will sit there and watch the video, and I'll watch it once just to watch it to see what he did. It's 14 minutes. Then I'll go through and watch the other one step by step. I'm taking way too long.
Okay.
There's somewhere in the middle between the two of us where you just watch the fucking video while you do it and you get it done. Nobody in the world sits in their bed, freshly showered in their jammies, reading the fucking manual for their car. Nobody does that. I do that.
Well, also on the other aspect, and the exact opposite, no one does nothing and then does the same mistakes over and over.
That's
and
called
change-
insanity.
No, we're both. There's an element there.
Yeah.
It
I
just,
don't even know where the manual is, and then so
I don't know where my.
and then I'm measuring. I'm like, fine. And then so like hours into and then I'm like, fuck it, I'll just measure the shit myself. Like this side is this side, and then I'm like, it's got to be precise because they're all the other thing. And I'm like, there's got to be literally 2 hours into it after I gave up on the and then I screamed, there's got to be a video showing me how to do this.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. It gets worse.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Spent 2 hours on your own trying to figure out how to put handles on?
I started with the video,
Okay.
fast forwarded to the end, and then I was like, I get the gist of what he's doing. I don't get the gist.
Then he just
Right.
freestyled it.
Then I try to do it my own way in a modified, like a little bit of his way, but mostly my way.
But with your own style.
And then it's wrong, and
Right.
it's super complicated, and I can't figure out how to do it right because I didn't do anything the guy said, and then I scream, "There's got to be a better way."
Do you go back to the video?
No. Because I'm too stubborn to let the old man win.
Yeah.
He has no skin in the game.
The old man's not alive anymore.
I'm like,
It's a video from 2012 on YouTube.
I'm like, you're not gonna beat me, old man. I'll do it my way.
Now tell
and then
me-
I do it, and then it's a little janky, and then the crow calls at least a couple times.
Well, then when the crow caws, that's when you know the execution's
'Cause
about to.
You should
she's
invite
like-
my husband over to help you because he's super OCD and everything
Oh.
is fucking exact.
Yeah,
No,
he's getting
we're
good.
fighting.
He's getting good with his woodworking. No
I
bullshit.
I
And
drive him.
all his tools are organized. And
I
put
drive
away.
him crazy. He drive me crazy.
That'd be a
Then-
great show.
oh, look, maybe we should paint you guys doing the 69 on the hood.
Or he just do the work, and I just tell him stories.
Yeah, that's what I
want
to
to do.
Yeah.
That you'd annoy him if you did that.
Yeah.
And then he'd say, at the end he'd be like, I'm glad we were able to hang out and do everything. Then you'd tip him. Whenever he has anybody that it comes over and helps him, he wants to do something nice for him rather than just getting him some beers and pizza or something like that. He'll be like, "Here's $500."
Not
Like,
$500.
God damn.
I,
Jimmy's
Jesus, money bags.
son used to
Yeah,
move
he was
rocks
scamming
for
me.
$150 for 25 minutes of work.
Yeah, well, that's because
What the hell?
yeah, I couldn't gauge how much actual work it was because I forgot that he's like 22 and I'm an older
damn.
man. So I was looking at the work and I was like, well, this will take me all fucking day. And a day's work, I know he's younger, but I was just like, well, I guess $100 or $150, like, for a full day's work of hard ass labor. I was like, that's fair. And then I'd pay him, and then he'd text me, done. 25 minutes into it because he's a strapping young lad.
Now, do you ever?
And then I'm pretty sure Jimmy was convincing him to scam me more.
Well, yeah, he knows he can get money out
and
of
then
you.
bleed me dry. So then there was lots of other scams.
Yeah, tons.
Yeah.
Do you do what I do? Do you have any alcohol involved during this?
I think he's usually just high, right?
Yeah,
No,
I can't. When I start drinking, things go real bad.
Okay.
Oh.
Because when I start to drink, I start to freestyle because I want to get done.
Yeah.
With what I'm doing. Like when I hung my window shades. Now, unfortunately, for I hung some window shades on my balcony, and they're great. They're local company too. They're made in Altamont. It's what's the name of them? Coolaroo.
All right.
Coolaroo, like a kangaroo. Coolaroo shades. They're great.
Like Lularoe?
Like
leggings?
Well, that's Lulu. Isn't that Lulularoo? Or
Yeah.
no, it's Lularoo.
I don't know.
Whatever. I don't know.
I like there's two Laroos. They're like, I'm going leggings, I'm going shades. It's all right. All right, go get them, Laroo. All right, sorry.
So I look at it and then I'll measure, but then I get to a point where I'm like, I think I just do this.
Oh,
And-
dude,
Just
and I'm
eyeball
like,
it.
Yeah, I just eyeball
Yeah.
it. And a lot of times, and this is the bad thing, a lot of times it works.
Right.
Because I don't have a bad eye. Like, I know proportion.
Yeah.
I think naturally I have like an artistic eye, so it's probably easier for me having an artistic eye to eyeball that stuff than it is for somebody that doesn't use that side of their brain as much. But I can look at it and make most of it work. And then if it doesn't work, that's when I have to start getting creative.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to start like fudgings and stuff.
Yeah, most of the stuff I do, I end up sitting back and looking at it and then blurring my eyes until I'm satisfied with it.
Okay,
So I blur my eyes and I'm like, no, that's fine. But
And you
it's
just shut
only
'em.
because my eyes are. I'm
You're
blurring
shutting
them.
your eyes.
Yeah, because I'm like, well,
He's looking at it like one of those pictures where you're trying to see the sailboat.
Yeah, because
magic eye.
I'm like,
Yeah.
if I look at it with clear vision, it looks all fucked up. But if I blur my eyes, it's like, all right, blurry is fine.
Yeah.
Like
What new?
Barbara Walters.
But you're not doing any projects now, right? Because you got real contractors in there.
Yeah. There's some things that I'm gonna attempt to do.
But like why?
Because he's
that saves some money.
Out of money.
Well,
Are
Are you out of
Yeah.
money
yeah,
finally?
he used it all.
it's close. We're gonna be cutting it real close with the countertops because we're like, wait a minute, is the square foot they charge us per the sink too when they cut that out, or is that not part of the square foot? Like we're that
Oh
close.
my god.
Yeah.
We're
Well, you have to buy the sheet, right? I mean, what you cut out of it's still yours.
the sink.
Yeah.
No, well, there's companies that just charge you per square
Oh,
foot
do they?
and
Yeah.
not per slab. So then
I think I remember my dad complaining about that when they redid their kitchen about how he had to buy the slab.
Yeah. So I guess the new thing is they like we'll only charge you per square foot, but then we're at the point where it's like, well, if the sink is part of it, no
Cancel
deal.
the order.
We're doing wood
They're like
countertops.
goddamn cheapos.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, everything just started piling up, and the goddamn
Just do Formica.
The no,
You didn't have to get that big fan that they have at Planet Fitness. I don't understand why you put that in your kitchen. It's too big.
Anyway, so I'm gonna attempt to do a project on Monday
What
with
project?
an electrician. Well,
Don't kill yourself, man.
my wife's her office, because it's a bonus room added on to our house, it's got a flat roof, and therefore you can't run AC ducts through it because there's
right.
nothing, there's no
Yeah.
attic or anything.
Yeah.
So American Air's did an amazing job, and then added an extra air, not return but blower vent to as close as they could to blow air into that
Sure,
room, but
sure.
still in the heat of the summer it just gets hot
Just
as
get a
fuck in there.
portable AC.
Well, we're getting one, but actually, Mo DeWitt told me about a thing called a mini split that he got in his office because his office was hot too.
I'm not going to come to your house and do the same split I did for Mo.
And
it was a split that I did for him and for him only.
And it's like,
and it can be encouraging when you don't have AC.
So what it is like a long, thin AC that's like installed in your house, like a permanent.
Is that like what John the Barber has in his?
Yeah,
those are great. My mom has that out on her patio. It's great. You'll love that. So it has a remote and everything. It's awesome.
So I'm gonna help Bracken
install it. That's easy.
But he needs, some things that I need to do. Like,
I know you just want to stand and tell stories to Bracken. the mini split.
No, this I'm gonna have to do some work because he's like, I'll cut you a deal, but you gotta help me. I need some. Oh my god.
Yeah, but eventually it'll just be like,
yeah.
You just start telling the stories and
okay. Do you think me and you, if someone offered us $1 million, right, as a prize, and they were like, "We need you to build a fully functional tiny house,"
yeah, we could
with completely drywalled, AC, all the shit,
but only you and I can do the work.
Yeah, and then you have to go to Home Depot and use only things from Home Depot because
how big of a house?
It's like as big as this studio.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I do think for $1 million we could do it.
Yeah, with watching YouTube and enough.
And I know I could keep us organized. I'd have to keep us organized. We'd fight a little bit, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know I'd be like, what are you doing? I'm like, hold on. Why do I hear a saw? We're still laying out our materials.
Yeah.
You're over there.
You're sawing crazy. Yeah. Because I can't. I'm impatient.
Then you bring Butler along.
No, never
I'm
bring
like,
Butler.
what is he doing here?
He's here to smoke weed. He sailed the ship one time. He told me that's got to be bullshit. No fucking way.
Butler, get over here and tell us the sailing story.
Yeah. That's some bullshit. No way. No way Butler and his friends got in a goddamn giant sailboat and sailed it across the Caribbean.
The entire Caribbean.
No way. No way they lived through that. I don't believe it.
So you're calling bullshit on Butler's
Butler for 3 years,
Caribbean sailing story.
I'm like, I look at his eyes. I'm like, you can't fucking sail a ship.
He said he was Jack Sparrow.
I'm convinced you'll die on the drive home every day.
I thought
you leave your wallet every single day.
Why do you think I say drive safe? Because
there's something like no way.
I thought it was multiple sailboats.
Unless he's got like extreme luck.
It was multiple sailboats, right? It wasn't just one sailboat. I thought they had multiple sailboats.
Like a fleet.
And they followed each other through the Caribbean.
They got abolished from an island somewhere in the Caribbean. I'm like, what the hell?
He went and then someone gave them like a gigantic 40-foot. I think it was like catamaran or some shit.
Yeah, it was
like
catamaran.
harder, like a 40-foot catamaran. They're like, yeah, there we go. You could sail the Caribbean.
Off you go.
I was like,
I think you said he went through a hurricane. I'm like, I don't know.
No way this happened. Anyway. That's just some of Butler's lies that we're telling you. I know he's going to say he's got pictures. I don't want to
We can bring him in here and we can talk to him about it.
He's dressed like Big Pun. That's the only old picture of Butler
I've seen. I love it.
I was like,
God damn it, I love it.
Like a Big Pun.
I believed you were fatter and you dressed like Big Pun. That I believe.
Yeah.
But I don't believe you have sailed a goddamn sailboat across the Caribbean.
I started questioning him about his Dawson's Creek appearance because I was a big Dawson's Creek fan.
He played Big Pun on Dawson's Creek.
He can't seem to give me the episode number or what it was called or what it was about. And he's like, I was just an extra. I wasn't even listed.
I'm not a Dawson.
I
just crush a lot.
There's some web of lies. I don't even quite because I don't want to get in the awkward where like, show me,
prove it to me.
And then he's like, and then he breaks down.
It was a lie. I was trying to impress you.
Yeah. I'm like, what? That doesn't even impress me. I don't even like it.
I thought he would like me sailing or me being a Dawson's Creek.
Yeah. And then don't tell me you can sail across the Caribbean. Can't send a goddamn email.
My God. All right, let's.
I'm just fucking with you, Butler.
I know. I don't think he's in the chat room, is he?
I don't know. Well, what is he doing? All right, go ahead.
He's sailing around a catamaran.
He's on a catamaran right now, just like you told him. All right. Let's try this one.
Hey guys, long time since leaving a message. So this thought just passed by me today. So I have this bar of soap that I've been using forever, and it's tiny now, but it lasts forever. It doesn't die. So I'm wondering on your guys' opinion, when you have that little tiny sliver of bar soap, do you continue using it to the very end, or do you throw it out, or do you collect all your little tiny bars of soap and then
No.
mash it together to make a Franken soap.
No.
Thanks. Bye.
I tell you what I do. I just did this. I had to give my daughter she jumped in with me. Had to give my daughter a shower. She jumped in. There was a little piece of soap. I don't like little pieces of soap. They don't work right. So I throw it on the shower floor. I let it get really, really wet when it starts to get like a little mushy, and then I move it over with my foot to the drain, and then I smush it with my heel. Because it's
like
a
doo-doo,
yeah, like you would doo-doo, and I smush it with my heel, and then the water will continue to like kind of like degrade it, and then it'll eventually just go right down the drain. That's probably like not what you should do, but that's what I do.
Every time I take a shower, I always pick up this big white bar of soap, and then I start washing my butthole immediately with it.
Yeah, the
And
soap.
Then I remember after two or
Wait,
three
Sam looks disgusted. Please rewind.
What?
scrubs, and then I remember my wife crowing at me for years not to use her expensive face soap because it's like $80 a bar or
Oh my
whatever.
God.
God, you
Because
use
it's
it on your
so-
butthole?
Yeah. Then
Let
I'm-
me feel your butthole. I bet it's smooth. I bet that shit's
Then
smooth.
I say fuck, and then I put it back, and then I think
Did you
oh,
wash your butt juice off of it?
No.
Well,
Because
I
there's some
don't
bar
think
soap.
it sticks. Nothing sticks to soap.
Then I grab my
science.
Old Spice shampoo that my
Old
wife
Spice.
buys me. It's not shampoo and body wash; it's just shampoo, and then I use that and to wash my whole body because
Well, the top half.
in my my muffin and my butt.
Muffin.
And then I remember the argument with my wife where she's like, "That's not body wash. You should use regular soap." And then I say, "Well, this is just soap. It's hair soap. It's not like this hair soap won't work on skin. Only hair. It's just soap.
It will dry your skin out, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I'm
it's
so
still,
It'll get you
gonna,
oily.
clean.
it's still gonna go over you,
Yeah,
right?
it'll get you clean.
It's like, well, what's the I guess maybe some regular body soap has more moisturizer, but I never use moisturizer or anything. My skin's fine, and because I go days without showering sometimes, and that oil, so I never dry out. So anyway, just use shampoo to wash my body.
my
use-
husband is he saves all the slivers. I cannot stand it.
Oh,
He
that's
saves them.
that's
What's he do with them?
That's an old denim
He
man.
does. He starts doing the Franken soap, and I will not stand for it anymore. I toss it right in the trash.
Does he get mad? He's like, "Hey, my soap slivers!
Yeah,
I'm trying to become Jay Leno."
we've gotten into arguments about
Oh
this.
man, how old is he now?
He just turned 32
Oh,
this weekend.
man.
This past
Man,
weekend.
He's on a path.
You're
to-
in for it.
My God, when he's 40, he's gonna act like a 60-year-old. Like
He does now.
yeah. Oh, it's gonna be real.
It's bleeding over like little habits of his dad. Like his dad is one of those people that has like a full-on binder of coupons. Like
Oh,
that's
no.
gonna be him soon.
Oh no, he likes the coupons. Or like,
Coupon binder.
No, not right now, but it's heading that way.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, what are you doing with a sliver of soap? Just get a new bar out.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
And what is his argument? Is just because
It's
why?
still
wait?
good.
Oh, okay.
Just squish it to the other one.
The chat room is kind of like they're kind of all kicking it around. Like, do people does everybody here still use barred soap, like a bar of soap?
I use body wash and bar soap.
I do too. I use body wash for my body, and then I use dial soap for my ding dong and my dookie hole.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, I've been rubbing soap in my dick hole. Nothing happens.
Oh, you've been putting it in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I've been trying
That's
different
'cause
soap and
you
stuff.
fucked out your dick hole, dude.
Just something.
You have
Bar
this-
soap?
I haven't
You
tried
have-
the dial yet.
You got to try the
Oh,
dog.
the dial that Andrea brought you?
yeah.
Oh, you got to put that right in there.
That's
That's
a
stinging
stinger.
up good.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think it'll sing.
Oh, yeah, I will. Plus, I got to see how big your dick hole is.
I'm gonna.
Do you have a wide? If I
Maybe it's too tight.
go into
Can't get in.
go into the bathroom, do you have any chapstick or any lipstick? Go into the bathroom
Yeah.
and put some lipstick on your dick lips,
Well,
and
not
then
letting
push
him
it
use
on a
that.
and then just push it on a piece of paper. It's fine.
Yeah.
Use Butler's. He's got a whole drawer.
It's fine. We'll cut that part off with a knife.
Okay.
Oh.
But then that way I'll be able to get an impression of how big your dick lips are. Because
Oh,
I have a
okay.
feeling you got small dick lips. You can't get any soap in there. I got big, like almost like Steven Tyler dick lips.
So you want me to take a piece of Butler's chapstick
And rub
then-
it on
You
your.
got to get the kind
Like
with the
big-
menthol in
Okay,
it.
so you rub it on your dick head, the tip where your dick lips are,
Yeah.
and then press it on the paper,
Yeah.
and then
Like a king stamp.
yeah, like a king stamp. Or I can just do hot wax and you put your dick in there,
Okay,
but that's
yeah.
gonna hurt.
yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Or we could do an etching like my daughter does
You're right,
with leaves. I could put a piece of paper on your dick head. You got to have a hard dick, and then I'll just shade it with a pencil.
You bring up something interesting because even like I've seen a lot of dick lips in pornos, obviously because we all watch porno, but it's hard. I can't really tell how big or small these people's dick lips are because like they need to put a quarter next
quarter
to it
next
or
to it.
something
Yeah, I
like.
was gonna say.
Yeah, I need some reference. I
Put
can't.
something near that. Put it like a Frosted Flake or like a Cheerio next to it,
Yeah.
so I see the size.
You're right because I have no reference to how big or small my dick lips are
You might
compared
have
to anybody else.
You might have a tiny dick hole.
Like
who's got the biggest pussy in the world? Like there's somebody that's got a pussy that's so big you can put an iPad in it.
But they mean like the
opening.
the birth canal.
Yeah. I call that the pussy.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I can't.
I'm not a scientist.
there's
Look,
different
I'm not
parts of
trying
it.
to kink shame, but I can't ever watch any video where there's like
They poof it up.
fisting
No,
or
no,
there's
no.
like sticking a bat in there. Like
What
I
about
just
when they
can't.
put
It's
that
too
machine?
great.
It's
Yeah.
too
I don't
much.
even
What
want
about
it.
when they put that machine
Who
on
likes
it and
that?
then they
Oh, the
poof it?
poofer?
They
Yeah,
poof
yeah.
Oh, the
it up.
suction?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they poof it up. So then it ends up looking like somebody sunburned a peach or something. It looks
Yeah. I don't.
looks like a steamed tomato.
There's so. I bet you people are ashamed that they are into that, and they like hide that pretty good, right? Because
Well, I don't think they're going around chit chatting about it. But
Well,
You
because,
don't,
like,
I
even-
don't think you're gonna bring it up at your grandma's 75th birthday party.
Right.
No, but I mean, like, I talked to like all my Miami buddies. I've talked to them since high school. We've talked about every subject and jacking off and
but
porno.
nobody talks about that.
We've talked about things we like, but no one's. And chances are, one of the 10 guys that I
Right.
know will be
Somebody's into it.
into the fistting or like the gaping and
Not
like
into
the
it.
aggressive. Like
Anybody here
someone's-
into it? I'd be
No.
honest. I'm
No,
not into it,
no. It's off-putting.
Yeah.
I'm just like God. Like
it hurts to look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
it to
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
well, you
"Ugh."
have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the guys being kicked in the nuts
Or
Yeah,
sounding.
It exudes a reaction in me that I just it would be impossible for me to be into it because I'm triggered. I hate that. See, that's the proper way to use it.
Yeah.
Instead
But
of
there
just
is-
winging it
If
around.
I see a prolapse BH, I
Yeah. That's like a
Gotta
medical
get outta
problem.
here.
That makes me
Like,
sad.
who
Lynn,
likes-
I should not have come here.
That
And then
makes
I-
me sad that you have to like wind up your butthole when you're done pooping.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, the people that are into that are probably ashamed because they would be branded weirdos by all of. I mean, we're saying.
Well, there's probably somebody listening to it right now.
Oh yeah.
And
they're
you're a
like,
fucking weirdo.
and it's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like you're like I like.
By the way, I just spent the first 20 minutes talking about
torture.
how you and I are complete weirdos. I mean, look, we're all weird in our own
Right.
way.
Yeah. But it's like, I mean, I can't measure shit. I'm like a bowling pin in your vagina. This is too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If you had your druthers, if you're picking, like, hey, if God's like, hey, I got to get you, you're really good, but I got to give you something bad. You can either have A, I can't measure. You can either B, be a racist, or C, you're going to like bowling pins in your vagina.
Yeah.
I contend they don't like it.
Yeah. The people that are doing it
Yeah.
are doing it for the people that have the fetish.
No, they're doing
Right.
it for the people that do like it.
Right.
They
But
just.
it's not like they are like, you know what?
Yeah.
This really turns me on.
They're just stunting. Like they're
Like the daddy.
Number one stunner.
Yeah. They're like,
Well,
I have the ability to stretch my vagina. You know.
And guys are into this and I'll get paid
Yes,
for it.
yeah,
That's the worst
It's like-
superpower,
But
though.
Remember
that's
the lady
why I
that
always
ha-
get in arguments with dudes. They're like, no, they like it. They love it. I'm
no,
like, I
no,
don't think
no.
so, man. It's
Anybody-
a business.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
not.
Anybody who thinks. I mean, like
Guys
porn.
can be done.
Porn stars, I mean, yes, have there been occasions, and if you talk to porn stars, they probably would be like, yes, there's occasions where I'm enjoying having sex
Sure.
on screen,
Well-
but for the most part, it's just a business, and then they're just doing these acts
Right.
to get them done.
Juan in our Twitch chat
For
room
money.
says, he says, yeah, but they had to discover that ability. So at some point, there was a pleasure threshold.
I don't know.
I'm going to go against that and say, no, normally the reason the person does it is because the girl is probably young and immature and being taken advantage of by a local Florida trash person who forces her or tells her, you'll be
You know what'd be
really
cool?
Thank you. That's what happens is the guy who says you can make a lot of money says, put the
Stick this beer bottle.
Or-
up your pussy.
Bingo.
Yeah, or-
You and I are on the same
I know these guys.
wavelength. I do too. They're
Or
trash
some,
people.
But it could be some girl
Vero
that, like,
Beach.
you know, she's like, I use an abnormally big dildo.
A lot of those weird pornos you'll see at the end. It'll be like
Oh, yeah, Vero
not,
Beach is
Not that I'm
really-
watching it, but at the beginning it'll be like the guy. It's like mom fucks daughter and grandpa, and it's like Vero Beach every time, fucking every time.
Vero Beach, get your shit together.
Yeah, stop fucking your grandmas and your grandpas. God damn it.
That and Hillsborough County. That's a bad one.
That's a bad one too.
Get it together, Hillsborough. Welcome
Oh,
back.
it didn't work.
Oh,
Hold on. 3, 2.
welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I am Tom.
I am down.
You didn't tell me how long the segment was supposed to be. You just made jokes about it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then you're like, give me a
Well,
signal.
I made him uncomfortable because I said, when we get to the time, flash your boobies.
What's the time?
I don't know.
It's time to get ill.
I deemed it unimportant now.
Okay.
Doesn't matter
I think
anymore.
it's anywhere between 15 and 25.
I'll go with that.
Yeah.
And I could tell you right now by looking it up. Not going to do it.
I bet I hit it. When I scream bye-bye, it'll be exactly right. I know
I'll
all
stand,
the time.
I'll stand behind that.
The best at times.
You are the best at times. China fish.
On the line with us right now, our buddy Paul Williams from the West End, Celery City.
Why'd you give him such a sad introduction?
Uh,
Our buddy Paul
Okay.
Williams.
well, you know what?
Paul, I'll give you a good
when I
introduction.
started-
Ladies and gentlemen from the West End Trading Company, the man of 1,000 hats that are normally other people's brands that he rips off. Don't talk about it. It's Paul Williams
That's
from
right.
the West End Trading Company. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell
yeah.
I
That's how
know.
you
We
do
just went from a Snuffleupagus introduction to like a professional wrestler
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
intro job.
From parts unknown.
Here's I got sad because I haven't been to the West
I
End
know.
and Celery City in a while, and
I
I
know.
need to go by there. And then I got sad because of what the hell's going on.
If I don't play Buck Hunter XL at least once a week, my hand starts shaking.
And I got sad that people can't get it together, and then it's all chaos and nonsense. Everybody's screaming at
I
each
know.
other. You know, I just want to sit at the West End with a bunch of BDMs.
Have a cold beer.
And
Me too, man.
yeah.
How you
That's all I want.
How you doing, Paul? What's new, man?
We're making it. I actually just got done with a meeting with the management staff, and basically the consensus is, we're working 100 times harder for about a quarter of the payoff right now.
Sure.
So that part sucks, but at least we're doing something, and we feel good about what we're doing because we're sticking to our guns as far as the safety aspects of everything.
Yeah.
And so, it's tough to do it all, but we're doing it, and I'm thankful that all my people that work for me and around me and with me are all trying. We're all trying every day, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. That's about as good as it gets for right now. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
and with the goalpost, being moved around and people not knowing what. Because things are going to morph and change, and, it can be very problematic, but, yeah, you just do your best.
Yeah, I'm glad because I'm more of a give-upper.
Yeah.
I love giving up. It's one of my favorite things to
Well,
do.
Paul, we've always had a story about if I've...
Giving up is awesome.
Tom and giving up it's easy to
It's
do.
a feel
it is
like it's
easy.
right when you do it, you get such a feeling of relief.
Relief,
You're like,
yes.
oh my god, I don't have to do it anymore.
Well, Paul, we've talked about
Live
this
to give
before.
up.
Like, if I fell off a cruise ship, even if they were going to scoop my body up, and let's say all I got to do is tread water for 15 minutes. All right, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm as good as dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're like, it's not worth it. I'm just going to go ahead and go down right now. I don't want to go down tired.
At minute number 3, I'm just
Yeah.
going to close my eyes and fall to the mermaids.
Yeah. You know what I do?
Straight to Atlantis.
Right when I fall off, as the cruise ship is going by me, I try to swim towards the propeller so
Yeah.
it chops
Oh,
me
man.
up.
Yeah.
It sucks me under because I'm like, I don't want to tread water for 15 minutes.
I can one up that. A lot of
Anything's
people
better
don't
than-
know this, but I've planned this out. If I ever fall off a cruise ship,
Uh.
I'll already have a gun in my hand. And
kill yourself on the way down.
Before
Oh.
I hit the water, it's bullet to the brain.
Yeah.
Oh, as you're falling.
Yeah, as I'm falling.
Even if you hear people like, that guy's falling, say, yeah, get help. And he's like, we got him.
you'll hear-
Like, why do you
My
do that?
decision's final.
Yeah.
But I'm not an idiot.
why-
I will tie a rope around the gun so you can retrieve that in case anybody else wants to jump after I
Like,
did.
oh, we're dragging his gun. Pull it in.
Pull his body in and get the gun. Now push his
Going
body
with
back.
me.
Yeah. So Paul, let's talk about what you have to do because I don't really even know. Like, I know that you guys are being.
I heard something about a mask. I don't know.
So right now we're operating. So right now our daily is obviously you have to wear a mask if you're not seated, which that's a almost all day long argument every day, which sucks, but it is what it is. And then there's no congregating. You have to remain seated. So we're doing deli counter style service. So we have like all of the bars all marked off. So you go up and you get, there's little X's where you come up and get your drink, and then you return to your table. So basically, we're 50% doing the work of serving the drinks, and then 50% arguing with people that they have to remain seated and mask when they're not seated. So it's there's some people that are paying attention to all the rules, and there's some people that don't want to pay attention at all. Unfortunately, which the part that sucks is having to do business that way, and us paying attention to those rules. Some people are not doing that. So competition, and some people are taking the path of least resistance and going to those places that are paying attention to zero of the rules. And unfortunately, that's what's making things get strung out even further with the numbers and all that stuff. Because the rules are what they are. And if we just all pay attention to them and get through this, we can get through it faster.
Agreed.
I mean, I've been of the school even since the very beginning. If we're going to shut this show down, let's shut the whole damn thing down. Like everything. Like, let's make an announcement that in 5 days everybody needs to go get 2 or 3 weeks worth of food, and let's go to our house and let's get this thing over with, because that's all it would take. And everyone knows that, but we can't seem the riding the fence portion of this by our leadership is what's really irritating to me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm kind of at the school now. Let's either do it or don't do it. Let's either all go out and get all messed up by this virus, or what I would prefer to do, let's all go home for 2 weeks and get this shit stamped out so we can all go back to doing our thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it is. I hear the frustration in your voice, Paul.
Yeah,
and I understand it, because exactly what you're saying is like, you're trying to do what the right thing to do is, and the responsible thing to do is, and then other people aren't following those rules, and then like you appreciate every customer that comes in, but you're just like, hey, we're doing this thing. If you appreciate my business, just follow my business's rules, and that's
it's a respect thing.
And exactly. So no matter what you think, and and that's fine if you don't want to wear a mask. But to me, it's like, well, just at least respect the business and what they're asking, because they're the business, and they're out of courtesy to them. Just do it.
I have always done that. Like you and I go to
even if you believe it's for nothing, what you're doing it for is the business and helping them out.
Yeah.
So like just out of that, the courtesy, even if you 100% believe that it's a BS.
Yeah, but you're talking about people that don't, and I hate to say this, but we're talking about a lot of people that when you go to the deli counter, they don't take a number, and they never have, and they never will. Even though that is the blanking rule.
It's entitlement.
There is a weird thing where some people just don't feel like they need to
Rules
adhere.
don't apply to them.
And
I fall a little bit into that.
And that drives me nuts. And if I'll tell you right now, if I were Paul's size with my brain and his body and my temper, there'd be nobody left in that bar. I'd be killing MFs. I'd be so mad. Don't disrespect me by breaking the rules. Just be cool. It's easy. It's a very easy thing to do.
I've been pretty cool about it, because this period of time has made me have to take a step back and evaluate how much I do appreciate my customer base. So that's been a lot of reflection time as far as that goes. My temper's well documented on occasion too. So there's no lack of that there. But I've actually gotten through most of this without really losing my shit.
Well, good.
Just because this is like I'm 100% appreciative of every dollar that goes into the register right now. So it's if you're able to come out and pay attention to all these rules that I have to enforce, and you do it, I'm very grateful for you being here. So
and the time that it's gone by is insane too, because we all get, to me, I was talking to Daniel the other day and looking at pictures, and I don't know if it's like this for you, Paul, but you see pictures of events and our beer fest and Sofa and Suds and all and then it looks sad. Like might as well be a different decade, because you're just like, oh my God, there was a time where we're just all together, no, not one mask in the crowd, all nut to butt, and it's bizarre.
It's crazy
how bizarre that seems to us now, and it hasn't been that long. Like crazy.
It was 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and then it seems like a decade ago, and I get asked 50 times a day when are events coming back, and I just kind of look at people like, I don't know, you tell me. I don't even know what the rules are every day. Like I wake up to a new set of rules 2 or 3 times a week just to operate the bar. Events, I love to do events, that, but it's like the judging and the what we're gonna have to do to make them happen. I think I'm probably just assuming that we're not even going to start working on anything until 2021. So
yeah. I mean, it's and then it's all up in the air though. Like
right.
because you're right. All of a sudden, it's like
that's the most alarming thing about this whole thing is if you could tell me what the date is when this is over, I could figure out how to manage to get there. But the date is ever changing, and we don't even know what that is. Is it 2 more months? Is it 3 more months? Is it 6 more months? Is it 6 years? Like, if you just tell me what that is, I'll figure out how to make it to the finish line, but I just need to know where the finish line is.
Yeah. And that's,
That makes sense.
And it's completely frustrating to you and your business because it's, and especially where, there's a lot of hypocrisy. It's like, oh, well, increased spread in COVID must be the bars. And it's like, shut those down. And then, and then.
So that was a month ago and the numbers are still going up. So please tell me how that was a valid, blame.
And I think it's just because no one knows anything. So it's just like people are just doing things out of really the no scientific reason. It's just like, don't do this. Yeah. Like people are panicking and so
it's like me when I'm looking for a place I've never been to before. I have to turn the radio off to find it.
Yeah.
There's no reason for doing that, but I do it.
So Paul, what's the one thing if all of our listeners want to support Celery City, West End? Yeah, how can we help you out, dude?
So we're open and operating at those. So if you're comfortable and you're getting out, obviously coming to have some. We've revamped our menu at West End. It's actually really good. We've in addition to our wings, we have a bunch of cool new offerings. So come have some food and drink. Sweet. We're really going hard with the merch game. So pick up a cool T-shirt. Those are ways. At Celery City, the same. We got Sushi and Soul over there. They're kicking out stuff that's like just over the top fantastic as far as the food game goes, and you can sit safely and get served over there. And we provided all the safety measures, so it'll be very evident as you walk into the door at either place that we've gone above and beyond comparatively to like what our competition does. So everyone will feel safe, and it's kind of a pain to have to stay seated and not congregate with your friends, but just be patient with us until we can get back to the normal.
Yeah. And that's the best thing. It's just like be patient, help you guys out, enjoy, because here's the thing. While you're sitting there enjoying your drinks, you're gonna be like, I'm getting a taste of what it used to be.
You're supporting and propping up your bar, your local bar that you care about.
Yeah, so we can get back to doing events, and we gotta make sure that all our favorite places are still doing business when we get back to normal. So,
or we can continue to screw this up for like 3 more years, and then
have nothing.
And then all the old people are dead.
I'll tell you this too, specifically at West End. If you haven't been, we took my staff, my awesome management staff, and some of the employees. We decided to do a full-blown remodel in this place, and it's a totally new bar. It looks awesome. Our friend Timmy Dove has gone graffiti crazy.
I saw some sneak peeks. I'm not going to spoil it, but I saw some sneak peeks because we know Tim. And holy crap, dude, the bar looks amazing.
Yeah,
it's been redone head to toe, and we're still working on it. But the other big thing that we've done at West End that people were hoping we would do for years is we've gone non-smoking too. So there's no more smoking at West End, and it's totally different. So just stop by and check it out, and you'll be amazed.
That's awesome, man. I might make a trip up there, and it'll maybe even grab some wings for the lady because she likes your food.
Yeah, I know she likes the sauce and sauce.
Yeah, man, she loves the hell out of those things. They're so good. Yeah, go in there and get some takeout. Or if like Paul said, if you're comfortable,
takeout. That's another option. If you're staying at home, we'll bring it out to you curbside. We've done all that too. So if you're staying at home, we can help you out too.
Dig it.
Awesome, Paul. Well, dude, it was good talking to you. And
Tell your whole gang that we love them and we're thinking about them to stay safe. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it.
Good luck with the rest of the remodel. I can't wait to go in there, full blown and like do some shots and check it out, and it'll be really fun when we pull out of this.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back to the stuff we used to do, because we'll be even better at it now that we had some time to sit back and reevaluate all our processes.
Yeah,
So,
we'll certainly appreciate it more. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. I'm never going to take
sure.
going to the West End and just having a couple beers and Ubering home for granted again. From now on, if I do that, it will literally look up at the sky and say, "Oh, thank you so much."
Yeah.
And I don't even believe in anything, Paul.
just
We'll see you soon, man.
Okay, all right, fellas.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
care.
All right,
See ya.
brother. All right.
I hate hearing him so sad.
Oh, yeah.
You were
Oh, my
right,
God.
Tom. You're right on time.
Bye-bye.